You start with them. I will fix
Okay.
them.
All
What
right.
My
the hell
life
did
is
you
a
do here?
nightmare.
I don't know. It decided to reformat itself and then delete the other bits of itself. Like it wouldn't be a ghost it wouldn't be a ghost stream without something going wrong, and apparently the entire map decided to just off itself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, why
Why
not?
no? All right.
That's the approach that you should take.
Hmm. All right.
Why not?
So we've got all of you guys here, and I need to move you guys over to. Oh, I am streaming now, correct?
I don't know.
Oh,
Are you?
perfect.
I think so. Yes,
Refresh.
you are.
Okay.
Should I refresh the page?
Yes, you are.
Okay. No, you guys should not look at the stream because it's gonna have all of my bits and bolts exposed, and you'll kill my
I'm
depth.
not
It's a
watching your stream,
ghost.
but I can see everything either way.
Ooh. Okay, I need.
Let's see what you did here. Okay, that's a weird room. I think you already arranged it by the size. Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm
just give
very
me a
confused about that one.
quick second to load up some of the stuff for stream. Chat box. That's all I need.
Strum.
Stream? Question mark? Stream? Stream?
Um,
Okay.
Just a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is it supposed to show their thingy so big at the bottom? Their names?
No. Typically when you reformat it, it'll auto size it.
Do you want audio and video on this stream? I mean, on this Roll20,
Sorry?
because you chose to have WebRTC.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to turn it off, or do you want it on?
I seriously don't know the difference.
Do you want video on their video? Do you want them to broadcast video?
Yeah, that's fine. I think.
Are they going to use their webcam? That's the question.
No.
That's yeah, that's fine.
I can turn it off if you want.
No, it's okay.
If you're not using it, I mean. You can do it too in the cogwheel. You can turn it off.
Oh. Okay.
You're not gonna see me. That's just not happening.
Wow, okay, rude.
Oh, it's not rude. It's just no. Just
Stranger
no.
danger.
Oh my god.
No, it's not only is it stranger danger, it's I don't look decent.
I
don't want to know.
I'm wearing pajamas right now. Don't even worry about it. Okay.
I'm wearing my headphones.
No.
I'm
Just the headphones?
I'm literally just wearing my pajamas because I'm not awake, so you're not
PJs.
seeing what I look like.
Oh, okay. All right. Dang.
PJs.
PJs, the best PJs, honestly. All right, so let's
The
try.
only one who gets to see me in my all natural state is Kaiser, and that's it.
Alrighty.
So anyway,
So you guys can see like a room, yes?
Yep.
10 out of 10
Yeah, I
description.
see a thing.
Okay, perfect.
Thing.
You see
Oh.
darkness. And
Oh,
in the
yeah,
darkness
yeah,
there was
I have one.
light.
Hello, darkness, my old
There it is. There's that
friend.
Alright.
There is one that doesn't have any view, just so you know.
Yes, and he is not here. That's why
Okay.
I just kind of muted him essentially.
He's muted.
He's in the darkness of shame.
what a fucking nerd.
Mm-hmm.
So should I just start then? I guess.
Why is it?
Hey Kaiser, why do you have like a health bar over your dude?
Because I've implemented my health bar.
Whoa, what?
So what you could do with your character icon is if you click the cogwheel, that's where you put in like stats and stuff.
Oh, well
Bar
that.
3 being your HP.
Wait, so 8 is what, damage, 30 is health, and 12 is magic?
No, 8 is how much health I have.
Okay.
30 is my movement speed, and 12 is my.
Okay.
Just useful little things I could keep track of.
So then I definitely shouldn't put that on top of my monsters so that you can see their HP. That'd be something you'd want to do perception stuff for. Okay.
Actually, they can't see it. They can only see themselves.
Oh.
Their own, I mean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well
We
then.
can put whatever you want on your monsters.
Okay. Well
They
then
can't see it.
I'll
Unless they watch the stream.
I guess I'll put that in when.
Let me boot that up.
I mean, you could, but then you'd be shave for
Nah, don't worry. I've got your stream open, but I've paused and muted it. So
That's alright. Thank you.
I haven't
you'll
muted.
get that cheeky view from.
Yes.
I haven't muted.
Viewer scumming. All right.
Look, just because I can see it doesn't mean I'm actually going to use it to my advantage.
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
like that.
I'll find you. I will find you, Stitch.
Good luck. Good luck.
There, Kaiser, I updated it so it will auto-update when you update your sheet.
Okay, so should we just go ahead and start this merry band of misfits?
Do it!
Are we good?
Sure, I guess.
Yes, maybe. All right.
Yeah. Just don't expect me to be the talking one.
Oh no, you're good, and don't expect me to actually be fair and balanced with the rules because I just want to specify I've got literally zero experience with this, so we're gonna be kind of figuring it out as we go. So I'll apologize in advance if I make a call or a ruling one way, and then later down the line it's kind of like, well, you called it this way the first time, and now you're doing it like this. I'll try to keep that
Don't
to a
bully
minimum.
him.
Yep, I will.
Why does everybody
moment.
wear stuff from the state I live in and they don't live in the same state?
It doesn't matter.
Which?
What doesn't matter?
Oh wait, are you talking to me?
Yes, you.
I'm
none
in
of
West
you
Virginia.
have
What are
armor?
you talking about?
No,
Wait,
we don't
what?
have anything.
I
okay.
know where you
Naked
live,
people.
Stitch.
Get out of my state! Get
I'm
out!
here for
Oh
college.
God, Ghost, get out of here! No,
I live in.
Get out!
Oh my god. All right.
I'm gonna bump into everyone when I go over there. I swear.
Yo, so when you come down and visit Stitch, you are actually gonna come down and visit me. Hey.
He doesn't know exactly where I live in West
You're
Virginia.
right. I have just one
Yeah,
state though.
I do.
All right. So
Kaiser does, but you
let
don't.
me whip out them notes. All right. So each of you is awoken in a not relatively tiny, but it's definitely a cozy
I
little
am
prison
awoke.
cell. The walls are a nice damp, got a nice little damp from the upstairs rain, and you guys kind of just wake up in a nice little prison. You have no idea why you were here, but you just know that your past crimes have essentially brought you all together in this interesting chance of fate. What do you want to do?
Alrighty then.
That's about as yeah. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, seems like it.
Just want to see what you guys do.
Oh wait, hang on a second. I need you actually out here. LOL. Sorry about that. Borrowing you. All right.
No, put me back.
Actually, no. I actually need you to start you out there. All right. So.
No, put me back.
Or the first sacrifice to the gods.
I feel violated.
Oh, don't worry. The madness will continue as I remember one thing and then forget to apply it. So you guys, when you wake up, you are in your cell. You can move around, but the shackles and cuffs around your arms and legs seem to imply that you're unable to really do any magical spells or effectively do any of your sneaky stuff. You can move around in the room, and you can kind of just peer out the windows outside, but there's really not much else that you can do in the cell.
Damn it, I have no verbal only spells. Oh well.
I'm feeling violated.
That's okay. Don't worry, it gets worse, I promise. All right. Okay, good. That didn't crash the entire thing. That's fantastic.
That's
I
first
see
session for you.
nothing but darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That's my joke. Get out of here, Tor.
Is Tass here?
Hey, you
I am
told me
here,
to come.
yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. I'll play
Um,
with you, Tor. You know that.
Is there anything you guys would like to do before Was there anything you guys would like to do? Just walk around, look outside?
I can see Scribble in the cell next to me. Can I talk to him?
Yes, there's a
Oh,
small
we just
wooden
in the same
window
cell.
in between you guys, and to the right of Scribble, you notice that there's, well, a man, or a very, very small man, sitting on the bench in his room, just kind of looking down in his hands, almost like he's remembering something, but he just can't put his finger on it. There we go. Do you guys want to talk to? I mean, there's a window between you.
Wait, who even is Scribble? I forgot already.
That's me.
That's Kaiser.
Okay.
Kaiser.
Guys, all right. Well, it doesn't say anywhere. I was looking it up, but I couldn't find it.
Well, hang on a moment.
Oh, I can actually. 1 second, I'll change it. It's the player permission.
Okay.
No, you should see Scribble.
No,
I mean,
as in, he couldn't remember who was.
He
Scribbles,
couldn't
yeah.
remember whose
Ah,
name
okay.
was what.
I'll just add these so you can all see one another, and the names at least, so you can recognize who's who.
Ah, Taskbot. What a great name for a character.
Oh wait, it never
It's
changed.
immersive.
So the immersion is
Why did it
amazing.
not change?
You could just change the. If you click on the token and press the cogwheel, you can.
Oh, there we go. I had another name. I forgot already. Because it didn't save.
Well,
Oh.
you might want to change it on your character sheet.
I was just about to say I had this really I had this thing for your name, but I'm glad you actually came up with a with a name I could use. Thank you. I was gonna do like some
Like the one I came up with where everybody was like, wait, how do I say that? It's Freya.
oh, like the winter, or the Norse winter, like Freya, the goddess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
It's Freya. That's how you say it.
Whoa, that was
Oh,
pretty neat, Kaiser.
Hmm?
That was
I'm
pretty
there.
neat. All right, so I guess once Task gets his
All right,
We'll
good
have
enough.
his
Winkelstein.
all right. So Task, you wanted to talk to Kaiser.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see nothing from my cell. Was there another window inside?
You can look outside the doors to your cell are they do have small windows in there so that you're not just kind of trapped in there. You can reach
Okay.
out.
What do I see?
All right, so you look outside your room, and as you look, you see what appear to be 3 very heavily armored men and a kind of a smaller figure gentleman person quickly scribbling stuff down on a desk in front of you.
You're a gentleman person. So descriptive.
Are they just standing there or are they talking?
The guards are standing there kind of bored out of their skulls right now. They don't seem to have really any real interest in being there. They're just kind of there because they have to be. The man sitting at the desk is very actively just writing down notes and kind of taking care of legal paperwork while almost completely ignoring you.
Can I peek over and see what he is writing down? Or is that too far away?
That is a great question, actually. I mean, it's 35 feet. It's within your vision.
Roll a perception.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
With that pop my sheet up.
Fuck.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
I'm so behind on the controls on this.
Right, so open up your character sheet.
Mountains. Okay.
Uh,
Just stay up there.
or interrupt me, it's okay.
Oh, Tass, what is your
click
actual
on
name?
Your character sheet, click character sheet, go skills, and then perception.
Hey, Tass, what is your player's name? Did you actually come up with
There we go.
something, or is it just Tass?
Okay,
Cool.
Kobe.
Cool.
Hey, critical success.
That's a pretty
No,
good eyesight you got there, man. How many carrots you been
Easy
eating?
peasy.
Yeah.
Too many, I believe.
Mm.
All right, so now that I can see everything,
So
what is he writing there?
So, you look over at the
forever.
man quickly scribbling notes and stuff down on the piece of paper, and you notice that it says, let me pull up the stuff for him. Hang on. Okay. So on the piece of paper, you see that it says the. Let me find the city name. You find major prison facility of Barakil. Prisoner Tas underscore bot, because 10 out of 10 nameplay, has been.
Look, I fixed that already.
Oh, you
Can't
did?
blame me.
You can change it on your.
I will update it.
token as well.
I will
okay.
update it. I will update it.
Your character, Tas, has been summoned by the king to go and perform a mission, and you will be allowed 5 days leave upon approval by. Let me pull up the correct name. Dumogal Stronghand. And you see him just
Alright.
continue to quickly write everything down, sign his name, which is Jeffrey Redcloak. There we go, that's his name. And Jeffrey is quickly signing where
Your
it asks.
uncle works there.
Hey, it's his 9 to 5, man. He's just trying to get that paper.
My uncle's name Jeffrey.
Oh,
So weird.
nice. So Jeffrey is very quickly trying to just sign his name and get everything written down so that he can pass it along to get the correct paperwork moving. Essentially, he's more or less just a scribe.
Alright, considering I've been summoned by the king, there should be nothing much I should fear for, so I won't interrupt the man.
All right.
Or am I the only one who is actually doing stuff and the others are just sitting there?
Well, right now you're
Question: What do my bird eyes see?
you've I believe you've done
Caw.
your action. So, Scribble, you want to look outside your your door as well? Is that correct? Hello?
Yes. I
Okay,
said
sorry.
yes.
Do you want to look outside your window
Yes.
as well? I think I'm missing. Yes? No?
Yeah, he said yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Discord is
Ghost,
just
listen,
eating
please.
the word.
Listening.
just-
Put your ears on.
Listening is a very difficult part of my job. Okay.
Hmm.
Actually, real quick, I'm gonna pull
Well,
up.
you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, stop trying to mess with the jukebox. Come on.
Well, hey, I need fantasy music to set the mood. All right. There we go. All right. So you look outside your door, and in the same amazingly 60-foot radius, because both of you seem to have godly perception,
Mm.
you see what appears to be more guards, a man in red-clad armor, and a girl with more
Girl.
not as heavy armor, but also standing very regal and gallantly. The guards and the scribes appear to just kind of effectively doing their job, not really taking any real interest in you, but more or less just trying to kind of go about the day. Actually, let me just make sure I got 60 feet. Oh wow, dang, Kaiser, you got some eyes, dude. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So
We're good boys, we've been eating our veggies.
Eyes too, bruh.
Eating healthy is
Vision.
only part of the challenge.
Dark vision lets me see too.
All right. So, I mean, is there anything you want to do besides just kind of look outside the walls?
No, I'll just sit down by the door.
Okay.
Nice and comfy.
So, the man in red walks up to you, Scribble, and says, "Prisoner, you've been summoned by the king to perform the duties of the Imperium. Because of your previous excursions, the king has offered to give you a deal. You work for us, and we'll let you go, per our demands."
Did Ghost break up for anyone else besides me?
Broke up for me too.
Oh my god.
I heard bits of what you said, but then you just kept breaking up.
I mean,
I
he's fine
think I
for
think
me,
I
so
got the
must be
most
planned,
bit,
right?
which was he'll make a deal and then he'll let us go or something. But yeah,
Yes, he also has a cough. It's it's very very difficult.
Nice save that goes.
General Grievous, apparently.
General Scribble Squawk.
Hello there.
I'll just give him a nod.
So you nod to the man, and he just kind of simply scoffs and walks over to Tass to effectively give him the same deal. As he walks by some of the guards kind of stand up in a very quick salute as he walks by. Oop, there we go.
Right, fuck it, I'm gonna peck the door then, because why not?
He looks over at you. So you're Wilhelm now? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, Wilhelm, you as well have been summoned by the king to perform duties and acts for his majesty under the rule of the Iron Sword. When you leave this prison, you will be tasked upon simple duties to make our Imperium even better. Do you accept these terms?
Glory to the Empire.
He gives a slight chuckle, nods, and walks back over to the girl in the nice regalia. This is a very it looks smooth to you guys, but goodness gracious, it kind of looks a little odd to me. All right, and so hang on, let me PM you.
PM.
MP.
MP3.
Okay. So he leans over to the girl in the more regal clothing and whispers something in her ear, and then steps back and orders the guards to release you from your prison cells. I don't know if I can actually get the doors to kind of slide open, but there we go. So the guards open the door, and what would you like to do? I should have instructed Dumbledore. Prisoners, step forward in front of me and await further instructions.
I follow command.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand there and roll my eyes. Just look at him and go, really?
My
This
fellow animal is
garbage.
too big.
You're just a big boy. Just accept it.
Yeah.
My
I'm a big
model's
bad
pretty
boy.
large, too.
Look, you're not a human. Proportions don't matter.
I didn't know how
True.
large I wanted to make them because I have it pretty zoomed out just because I'm looking at most of the map. So
Yeah.
sorry if your character's a little bit yeah.
Person in charge. That's all it is.
All right. So, Dumbledore then continues on in his lecture almost as if he's done this a million times, but he has to do it one more time just to kind of get you on your way so he can go back to his tea and biscuits.
I want team biscuits now.
Gentlemen and
Oh.
Bird, you will be coming along with Freya. She will be more or less your liaison and the will of the Empire. If you step out of line, she will correct you. If you do anything that you shouldn't, she will correct you. Do not upset her, as if you upset her, you will be upsetting the throne, and you'll be upsetting me. And then he kind of pulls out his sword a little bit, and you see it kind of glow with a red hue. And he says, "You most certainly do not want to upset me."
You said we had handcuffs and such on, yeah?
Correct. You are still bound and shackled, if you will.
Yeah. I'd like to raise my hands up and just jingle them about.
Okay, give me one quick second. Whoa,
Okay.
that's a lot of information. Okay, hang on. Oh, I can't even attach it to Chrome. Oh, that's oof. Okay, so you raise your shackles and Dumbledore goes, do not worry about those. We'll get those before we send you on our way. Promise. He smiles with a almost cat-like grin. He instructs you to essentially go between the two guards behind the scribe to his left and await further instructions. And Freya, you can now go with him as well. So he kind of turns a little to the side and tells you to get between the two guards that are standing closest to you, and they will. There we go.
Okay.
I can't even see the rest of the map yet.
That's okay. That's
You
the
see
idea.
darkness.
Oh no,
I love
Never mind then.
that.
All right, so you guys.
no patience here.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm gonna. It's a working. I'm trying to keep the.
It's fine.
All right. So
Alright,
how far?
To
can
not
you
destroy the mission, we slowly move to the exit.
Yes. Well, you'll stand there for now, and so as you move, you begin to notice more and more people are. That's a very large lady. There are more desks
Lady.
and there are more desks and people sort of just busily chatting around you. There we go. Here, just don't move for just a second. So, as you stand there, Domogul kind of just gives you a nod as essentially. Let me get all of the. Make sure I'm on the right side. Okay, cool. As the. Oh, why can't. Oh, I know exactly why. There we go. As the four guards in front of you turn to kind of point towards a different direction, and the two that you passed by also kind of fall in line. Oop, that's the floor. That's not what I wanted. Okay, well, we're gonna borrow these guys then. The two by your prison actually decide to come up behind you and essentially just flank you. So, as you move, you continue to move down the path. There we go. So yeah, the guards kind of just follow with you as you move. Whee! And effectively stop next to the other four that were awaiting you. And Freya, you can follow them now, or can you not actually move?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
A very big bird.
There we go. All right, so you come across the next four sets of guards, and it's. Let me see how far. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's not really the end of the world. So you come across what appears to be essentially an entire row of wizards, guards, and very large portals. Once you get
Ooh, shiny.
once you get almost behind the wizard, the wizard holds up a hand to you to infer you to stop, and to wait further, to just kind of wait on his call. Oops, sorry, that's too much hide area. There we go. Okay. So let me move to the tokens. Oh, he's actually part of the background. LOL. Okay. Well, he's just gonna
background wizard.
So
My life as a background wizard.
We can walk all over.
So the guards effectively just kind
Falling
of
on the floor.
the guards grab you by your hands and legs and unshackle you, and they tell you not to do any funny business, as is the standard guard way, if you will. If you move, they will kill you on sight. If you do not do what they tell you to do, they will kill you on sight. And to make sure you follow instructions very carefully. So the mage beckons you over and tells you to effectively hold his hand as he reaches out to Freya. And effectively, you guys get into this very large circle, and he begins to mutter weird, strange incantations. And very quickly, you begin to notice that the thoughts of all of you begin to meld, not as one, but you can almost hear each other.
Vulcan mind meld.
Caca!
Spooky. I
I'm
know.
uncomfortable.
The wizard telepathically tells you, as long as you are within 120-foot radius of another party member, you'll be able to hear each other's thoughts, but you must think them. You cannot simply see something and tell another player or another person, will not be able to hear you. You must actively tell the other person what is occurring. They will not be able to see or hear, but they will know through your thought. And with that, the wizard instructs you through his voice as he lets go of all of your hands and instructs you to go towards the portal in the middle. And so, what would you like to do?
I follow his command, obviously.
Alright, so all three of you dogpile into the middle portal, and with its, as you step forwards, the bluish-purple swirl in the middle of the room quickly envelops your vision, and everything goes black for just a quick second while the players get teleported to their next location.
Ooh.
Poopy.
Alright, let me fix this just a bit here.
Poopy.
Alright. Alright, so, just give me one quick second, guys.
There are quick seconds and there are slow seconds.
Mm.
These are
And
the
there are seconds in
the
between.
moments that you truly enjoy in life. It's the ones where you're not getting murdered.
I never tried being murdered, so I don't know if it's fun. Just saying.
It's not. I'm just gonna leave it there and not explain. Say it's not fun.
How do you?
We don't need to bring it up in the first place.
Well, flying squirrels.
Okay. So, well, actually, hang on. One of you is not supposed to be here.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Rando.
All right.
One of you is dead.
Yes, one of you has actually not exited the cell just yet, but so
Oh well.
as you teleport,
Also,
won't
my
be
name
missed.
changed again.
as you teleport into what appears to be a giant open field area, you look around and see that there's a small crowd of people and what appears to be vendors and merchants almost surrounding the opening to this area. What would you like to do?
Ghost, please. This is an off guard. Come on.
I ran out of models, okay, and I got creative. Hey, he's a barbarian, all right? It works.
That's why you use Google. It helps.
I'll just look at the other two and see what they do.
All right, so what would
I quickly do a 360 and look at the surrounding area.
Well, I believe everything that you see is actually double what you can't see because it's a giant open field besides what's in front of you. So
Oh, nice. So
The,
basically, we're out
portal,
in the middle of nowhere.
the portal that you had exited essentially dropped you off at the outskirts of this large crowd. And while neither of you two seem to have any inkling as to what this area is, your lady friend seems to understand.
Did he cut out for anybody else? 'Cause he cut out for me.
he did.
Okay.
Sorry, just
I'm
tell
not
me.
the only one.
Tell me when it does. We need to find like Skype or Mumble or something. when you jump through the portal, essentially you guys have no idea where you are. You landed outside in this giant open area, but Freya seems to have an understanding of where she is, at least, and begins to kind of piece things together. What would you like to do?
Pieces.
Pieces.
Well, what you could do is ask her to roll like a history or something. And then you could tell her what she thinks it is. You know.
Well, she's.
Up to you.
Rabbit.
How do I?
Or you could just say what it is, because if you're saying that she knows what it is already, then
Ghost.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not the GM here.
No, you're good. You're
Ghost.
Yes.
If you check out the sheet that I sent you just a moment ago,
Good.
it will explain to you what you can use every skill for.
Okay.
Just saying, so it will help you.
Right. Well, I
His
guess
skills
we
are
can
useful.
have you guys roll a perception check. Would that be about right?
Perception is what you see. Investigation is what you
Is-
touch.
Okay.
History is what they remember.
Mm-hmm.
Arcana is about spells if they want to try and recognize something or something like that.
Okay. Okay, so then I guess we'll need all three of you to roll a history check then for intelligence. Right? Question mark? Holy
Great,
Jesus.
Kaiser. Great.
Freya?
Yeah, I'm great at this.
Holy
DG, Kaiser.
Alright, so yes, Freya knows exactly where you are. Scribble, you have no idea. You don't even know what grass looks like, but this is a pleasant experience. And
The weather's out. The weather's nice outside.
Guys, you don't even know what grass looks like.
and Wilhelm, it's you know it. It's you've seen something in the newspaper, but you don't really you know sort of an idea.
Newspaper.
So, jeez, man, Freya, you really rolled pretty darn good today. All right, so
I know. Can this luck carry over into my next one?
Oh, of course not.
I know, right?
All right, so you, Freya, know that this is the house of let me remember, Puderkot. And the sign on the
You died
The
again.
house of
You
dog.
were
What?
cut off.
House what? Question mark?
Hello?
Ghost,
Yes.
stop
Okay.
downloading porn. Come on.
Okay.
Seriously,
No,
man.
it's okay. It's only like incredibly important
It's
information.
only you.
Wait, Ghost. I think I know what your issue is. It's not actually your connection. Your activation sound is too high. I mean.
Too high? Okay.
Yeah, that's why you cut off when you speak a bit lower. It just cuts you off.
Okay. How's I'm gonna drop it down super low then, and we'll see how it goes. You'll probably hear my chair creaking
drop
and
it,
stuff.
Drop it low.
Drop it low. Hey,
No.
hey. No. So you know exactly where this is. It's almost like you had a Nom flashback, and you've come here as a little girl before. The house that you are visiting is the house of Puderkot. The family is well known for their diplomatic and almost political skill. The family that used to live here was the father wasn't a well-known governor or governess, but he was very active in the diplomatic ties between the different kingdoms. I want to make sure I get the city name correct again. That Barakil frequently talked to. The mother, very well known for her artistry and musical craft, is a well-known composer throughout the region, and the children are almost like it's the dream family. The son is a spitting image of the father and wants to follow in his father's footsteps, and the daughter, with her intelligence, grace, and beauty, have has wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps with the touch of her father's skillful craft in the art of the political dance. So it's a very...
He sounds like somebody's having a fantasy here.
There's no subtle playing into this.
Are you projecting ghosts?
No, of course not. You're not projecting. I'm projecting. I mean, no, you're projecting. But no, this is a very well-known family, at least throughout the city and the region. They are very well known, and Freya, as per your instructions from you write the names and then you forget them instantly. It's really upsetting.
Just call him Chief Asshole. You know, it just works.
We'll call him Big
Ghost is
Red.
having bad history roads.
Yeah. As per Big Red's instructions, you were tasked with solving the strange disappearance of this family. They one week they were very active throughout the region, and then almost like in the blink of an eye, they just disappeared.
Fuck 'em.
You three have been tasked with figuring out what is occurring in the household, and as per Big Red's instructions, you can keep any sort of trinkets and goblets that you acquire legally, but you cannot bring any shame, as you are now the will of the city and an extension, the will of the Empire. Excuse me. So, what would you, Freya, we'll start with you, like to do?
I would look at the two guys and just say to them, all right, here's the deal. You two are going to listen to me, and that's how it's going to go. Okay? Bird over there. No stealing anything shiny. I know you're kind. And I know you like shiny things.
Roll intimidation? Question mark? Would that be...
Oh my god, these squares are too big.
That's okay, you're only massive, so
And
don't
you,
worry about
Mr. Silent over there. Good point at Wilhelm. You help me.
Hey, ghost.
Mhm.
Could you just change my avatar so it fits into the square?
Yeah. And in the blink of an eye, he suddenly
Can I see
shrank
here?
10 feet.
Thank
You two are gonna help me
now I'm... Oh.
There, we'll-
solve
there we go.
a mystery of where this family went. They're very well known, although I don't expect Bird to know much. They're very well known and very well respected, and we're going to find out what happened.
I call racism.
And I think you both got it, yes?
I've got your back. You can count on me.
Bird, are you gonna say anything or are you just gonna stare at me?
I'm just gonna Death Star.
Stitch, roll intimidation.
Okay.
Oof.
What is with my rolls today? Shit!
All right, so you look at them and you get about an inch from both of their faces while you're telling them what's what. The scribble essentially just he stared at you for a good bit, but you can see his almost entire mood change as you talk in from a very defiant and in your face to a much more almost calm and passive expression. Wilhelm stood at you, looked at you, listened, and nodded and said, "I understand. Lead the way, if you will." And so, what would you guys like to do?
Again, or am I the only one having him cut out now?
No, he cut out for me as well.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think I need to make a noise before I start talking so that it doesn't cut out immediately.
Maybe. I don't know.
I have the voice sensitivity down to like 0.05, so it shouldn't be this bad.
Get better internet, scrub.
Clearly. So, with your kind of chain of command, if you will, established, I just want to remind you as well, you are in commoner clothing. You do not have any weapons or knives. you don't even have any real money. Essentially, you guys have walked in disarmed, if you will.
I'm never disarmed.
Well, you're
No, he's not. He's got bird feet. He
You've
can stretch
the
your
bird
eyes out.
happy
I got a
feet, wombo
beak,
combo.
leave me alone.
So,
I'll peck your eyes out. Come on.
as you guys mosey to effectively the front of the crowd, you see a man in very regal clothing. He's sort of staring out over the crowd and just kind of not really baying them on, but he's looking at them with a sense of wonderment and pride at the turnout. And the two city guards flanking him don't seem to really say anything. They're just effectively standing there, just overwatching everything. And the man says, "Let me make sure I say this right, because I don't want to slaughter it." Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, men, women, boys, girls, and he looks at Scribblespark, the rest of you. Sadly, there has been a murder, and I have put out this request for 1,000 gold pieces of gold to just find anybody that can solve this terrible, terrible tragedy. Outcome.
Words.
He's had a rough day. All right, the death of the family took a toll on him.
Ah, screw him.
He goes on to explain, I am the humble caretaker of this establishment, and please feel free to look in. The waiting staff have prepared a bountiful feast for you, and I will explain more as we go inside. And
Hold on, you said death, but earlier was disappearance. So, do we know anything?
Roll perception.
Ghost,
Yeah.
you cut out again.
Oh, sorry. Roll perception.
No, I mean, earlier you said
Mm-hmm.
the family disappeared.
The family disappeared.
Yeah, now he said the
There was a
family's
death.
death struck him hard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was a death, okay. Then I'll be patient and...
Big Red, the information travels slowly. The where you guys...
Big Red's kind of stupid.
He's
Big Red's
yeah.
kind of stupid. Let's just leave it at that.
He's had a long day. He didn't get his morning coffee, and he just really doesn't like people. So it's not easy for his big red boots, if you will. So, what would you guys like to do? Would you just stand here, muck about with the random strangers?
I guess I would go up to the regal-looking dude and just be like, "Hello there. We are here to help with the investigation. We are under strict orders from the Crown to do in any way that you need fit. I'm Officer Freya. I don't know if you've heard of me, but Patriots, the bird, and the silent big guy over there."
I'll just
How
be
can we be of-
cleaning my feathers whilst you're doing that.
Bang.
So how can we be of service to you, sir? And then she would bow.
The man smiles gleefully, and he does so in kind. He says, "Oh, fantastic! I'm so glad to have more agents of the Imperium here. Please come in, come in. I'll hold the riffraff off while you go about and explore. Your companions have already arrived, and they would be more than happy to fill you in on what they have found."
She raised an eyebrow. Go, "Other companions? Wasn't informed of this, but okay." The motion at the other two. "Come on, you two, let's go."
As you guys make your way into the room, the man and the two guards, excuse me, kind of space themselves to let you pass. And would you just like to go in?
I mean, I guess she would just go in, considering.
Fantastic. All right, let me.
I got an angry bossy woman telling me where to go, so I kinda have to.
All right, so we'll move you
A
guys.
little bit
in.
of role reversal there, huh?
So as you try to kind of make your way through, the rest of the riffraff that the man tried to let in effectively just burst past him and the two guards, as they weren't really able to hold back all the people and the idea of the gold and the bounty. The people quickly oh, dang it, False, you're still here again.
Yeah, because you put him here from last time.
It's so difficult. There we go.
Into the void with you.
He just got.
Get out of here!
You just hear a popping sound, and he just vanishes again. The people quickly rush past you and into the living area, or the main hall, if you will, of this house, and essentially just see the food and just start digging in, assuming that it's for them. They gorge themselves and drink happily and merrily as they talk about their travels and how they heard about such an information, such a gold mine of easy pickings, if you will.
Oh dear.
What would you like to do? You're in this large room, if you will.
Can I just like look around and inspect the different people in the area?
Sure, let me make sure that it's just another wisdom. Okay, so yeah, just roll.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure. While we're
You
waiting
want
for
me to
Taz, go ahead and
roll insight?
Yes, insight.
What?
Ooh. You look around and you see about 15, 20 some odd people. It looks to be a pretty banging mystery here, as everyone pretty much just dines into the now past family's food as they just stuff themselves with the fortunes of the unfortunate.
Well, this seems like an empty table. I think I'll join them.
I'm just gonna
Alright,
shake my
go
head
ahead.
in
Just go for a
shame.
second.
I'm just gonna shake my head. Just be like, really? And just look at the bird and go, really? Just really?
I peek up at the pre-order starter pack and ask Freya if she knows them.
Should I roll insight for this to see if I know them?
You keep rolling.
Would it be insight? Oh, no.
All right, so you notice the three. You see the two behind the pre-order setback, and notice that
Pre-order setback.
one of them is standing and looking deeply into the fire. You notice that he as well has the Imperial badge, and that he's effectively just kind of not really paying a mind to anyone in the room. He's just kind of thinking intently as he stares intently into the fire.
So dramatic.
So intense.
This is a very interesting fire. He's trying to figure out where it's coming from.
Very heretical.
I mean, you see now. What shall you do?
I guess I would approach him and say, greetings, fellow member of the court. What seems to be troubling you?
Oof, that does not look like a good angle for him. That's okay. Okay.
What the fuck?
I'm spinning around.
His legs magically contort to the floor in the appearance of looking at you. And
Legs! My leg!
He's just laying on the ground, probably like one of your French girls.
My leg! My leg!
he looks at you and nods, and he kind of just waves you off. He's like, please go away. I don't have time. I don't have any money. Please just leave me be. I'm very busy.
How dare you talk to an officer of the crown like that? Yes, she's pulling her rank again.
Okay.
Because that's what she does. That's what she does. She pulls her rank.
Bossy bitch. Wow.
He looks over when you casually name drop, and he says, a member of the, you said the order?
Yes.
Well, I must say, it's quite surprising to see another one of you here. I thought we were the only band that was ordered to come out here.
No. Big Red ordered us to come out here too.
You see
Forever onward, he will be known as Big Red.
Yes,
The
yes, you
warrior-
will.
Standing by.
The warrior in between, closer to you and the man you were talking to, sort of kind of not really like stand in between you, but you see her kind of quietly shuffle like next to him, almost as if to stand guard. And she kind of looks over back at the man, whispers something in a very weird tongue, and he just sort of nods, and she kind of just keeps a very close eye on you with her hand on her sword.
I roll to find out what kind of tongue it is.
Okay. I believe that would be...
It'd just be, if you know the language, then...
Yeah, well, see, the
No,
thing is, I don't know. I don't know what language it is. That's the thing.
Well,
let me
He's
check.
not
this case,
specific.
Sorry,
Ghost can ask, what languages do you know? And then if it's one you know, you'd know. If
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
not,
Well,
then
sorry,
you
let
wouldn't.
me back up. Freya, what languages do you speak?
An Elvish and Abyssal.
Okay, so roll. I guess it would be perception if you can hear in on their conversation. Yeah.
Ah,
Oof.
there we go. Bad roll.
All right, so you pick out his name. You hear her say, Detective Chisa, what would you have us? And then you really can't hear the rest as she kind of not entirely turns her body when she speaks the rest of it, but she more or less is facing him with her body still to you, and he just says, no worries, do not worry. She's with us. And she kind of steps a little off to the side.
She would look at the other woman and go, "It's okay. I'm not a foe. I'm not here just to gorge myself on food and take take advantage of the missing family."
The lady behind the now known detective sort of just nods and kind of lowers her hand. You notice that it was a little bit tingly looking, but she doesn't really act on anything out of the ordinary. And the man kind of steps forward past the guard and says, please forgive my friends. We've been traveling for many a days. We have not had the luxury of teleportation as many of the Inquisition or the Order likes to use. Bloody mages. He says, allow me to
Nod.
introduce myself. I am Detective Chisana Inke, excuse me. My name is very difficult to pronounce sometimes. And my
Random name generator.
Yeah, very much so.
my
My name is Scribble Tiles thrown against a wall.
my guard
now.
to that you've already met. This is her name is Opai. She's been my traveling companion for many a suns and many a celebrations. And the mage behind me, her name is Chitsu. She has as well been a very well endeared friend, and honestly, we've just been traveling here since our initial mission.
She would nod and say, "I am Freya. I was tasked with taking these two," and she would point over to Wilhelm and Scribble, and to find out what has happened to this family here. I was unaware that there were any other members of the Order here.
He sort of nods his head in confusion and says, more? I was not told that there would be more Order members coming to this. We were the only ones tasked with solving this. How did you hear of this?
She would look at them and go, "Big Red told me to bring these two here and solve this issue." He did not mention anyone else.
He sort of just nods his head and goes, strange, and then essentially just goes back to staring at the fire with the guard next to you, just saying he gets like that sometimes. Don't worry too much about it.
She would nod and go, I understand. Big Red can have his moments too.
The mage behind The detective kind of moseys up and says, "You mentioned there were more of you. Where is your band?"
She would point over to Scribble, who is now just, I guess, eating himself to death. I don't know.
I'm just enjoying some free food.
And Wilhelm, and go. Those would be the two that are with me.
And Wilhelm, what are you currently doing?
Since we entered the building, I just advanced further into the building, looking around, paying more attention to the scenery than to the people, because the people in here look more like passerbys and no people of interest.
Okay. Here, let me reveal that since you're kind of in the middle of the room. Roll a perception check.
There we go.
Cool.
All right, this one's suspicious, so is this one and that one because they're different.
Racism.
Hey, you're picking on me for being a bird, so I'm allowed. I know you're kind, but
Ooh.
blatant birdism.
She makes crude humor jokes, so to her that was crude humor.
It's not even funny.
To her it's funny.
Not even in a crude sense is that funny. That's just straight up.
To her
Okay.
it's funny.
All right, so as you look around the room, you see guests merely drinking and eating their woes away. The room it's cozy. It definitely has the family feel to it. It's not open and scary. There's pictures adorned across the walls. There's windows, looking outside into the massive yard and field that they have surrounding this house. And overall, the room is just pleasant. It's nice and cozy, and as the waiters and waitresses continue to just push food onto the group, the residents that have now taken up the living room just continue to eat and drink the night away.
Alright, I moved back to Freya, step slightly next to her,
Mm-hmm.
ask what's the plan here?
She would look at him and go, the plan is that we are going to figure out what happened to this family, and you are able to take whatever, as long as it's nothing illegal.
Why is most of my models gone? That's annoying. Okay.
What if I take your soul?
That's illegal.
Whoa, okay,
How is
calm
it?
down.
It's
All right.
illegal.
Time to look up legal gray zones in the medieval times.
Jeez. Okay.
But she would introduce him as well to the other guards that are in front of them. This is one of my compatriots that you asked me about.
Hang on a second. There we go. The mage just nods and says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. It's nice to see more members of the Inquisition here. I fear that we would be the only three here, and Lord, deities above protect us if something were to go wrong." And then Scribble, you
Alright, so what you taught us earlier, the ability to essentially think to each other,
Mm-hmm.
can't be sensed by any people around us, right?
Correct. If you spend too long, though, like just casually staring at each other, it does become noticeable.
Think
Yeah,
talking.
Because otherwise I would just simply, essentially think to Freya that I don't really trust these guys. They look sketchy to me.
As she would think back at him and say, I am with you on that one. They don't even know who Big Red is, it seems.
Okay.
Might be some kind of fraud.
She
I don't-
would just slightly nod to where they couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm. Roll, I believe, sleight of hand. That would be for trying to be stealthy.
Could have rolled stealth too.
Stealth, yeah, stealth would work.
No, actually, stealth is if she is trying to hide, not if she's
Oh,
trying to
okay.
hide something.
Okay.
Okay, so you nod and well, I guess so.
Blatantly, obviously.
Yeah, I guess
Obviously.
you quite
Because my good rolls are gone now.
you quite visibly nod and look over at Wilhelm, and the guardswoman essentially in front of you just looks at you in suspicion and cautiously asks you, "What are you doing?"
You cut out again.
Yeah, he
sorry.
did. Yeah.
Stop dying.
Stop dying!
What did she ask?
What did
she just looks at you and asks essentially why you're nodding at each other, and you haven't even said a word. Your Tass is, or excuse me, not Tass. Your companion is standing almost 10 feet away from you, and you just sort of looked at him with understanding. She asks, "Why? What are you doing?"
I noticed her reaction and swiftly leave the building as if it was a sign for me to leave.
Jesus
Do you want to go
Christ.
outside?
Do I need a
Smart.
skill check for that?
To what? Run outside? Or
I mean, yeah, well,
Performance.
I mean, I have to hide my actions. Although, do I need a skill check for that, or is that just obvious enough?
I guess I'm gonna roll a deception and try and make her think that it was just me nodding in notice of him coming over.
okay, so just so I have better understanding, Freya, you're gonna nod at the group that you're talking to, and Wilhelm is just gonna fucking book it out of this house.
I
Not
was nodding at
poking at
Wilhelm, but you know.
Well, Wilhelm, what are you planning to do here?
Although I've just been left to my own devices to just eat.
Well, I make it seem like this was the signal for us. We are ready to leave.
Okay.
So I'm accepting that and, just leave.
Okay.
Assuming the rest of the team will follow us later on because there's not much more we can do in here.
Okay, so as you try and step towards the door, the attendant and the two guards walk back into the room and say, "Whoa, what are you doing? The party's just begun. Why leave in such a great time? There's drinks and food for all."
I tell them there's business to be done outside. I need to inspect the rest of the building.
He looks at you in confusion and casually makes, he sort of wiggles. He instructs one of the guards to kind of scoot over, and he lets you pass. As you pass, roll a perception check.
Every goddamn time I have to pull this thing up again.
That's why you can pop it out if you go to.
I know, but
Okay.
by accident, well, I just close it again afterwards because it's so big.
I have it minimized enough to where I can just pop the box down.
Alright.
As you walk out, as one of the guards opens the door to kind of let you out, you notice that the guard doesn't really acknowledge you. He sort of just kind of looks off in the distance. It's not so much that he's actively listening to the instructions of the shopkeeper, but he's just sort of following him. He says, "Open the door," and he does it. The man doesn't seem quite himself. So you
Cut out again.
Yeah.
What did you hear?
Basically that he opened the door and
Okay.
nothing afterwards.
Okay, so as he opens the door and you walk past him, you notice that the guard doesn't really seem to acknowledge you. He just sort of opened the door on the will of the housekeeper. He just sort of, he said, "Open the door." He immediately went to go open the door. It wasn't so much... Ooh, hello. It wasn't so much that he made space for you. As you walk past him, you sort of get like uncomfortably close to him because of his just ignorance of you. So you... Whoop.
Well, I just ignore him and leave the building for now.
All right, so you're outside,
Also-
and
Yeah, can we even see both the outside and the inside at the same time?
Yes, actually. I was practicing this because I'm a cool guy, so I can
Ah,
send
good.
you outside, and you are now
Wow.
outside. Yeah.
All right, good. Then I take a look out around the building just to see what's going on outside.
Okay, so
Also, I can't see shit. It's completely black. Oh, never mind. There it is.
sorry, hang on. Let me remember where you guys are. Okay, let me move the characters out of the way. Hang on. Okay. Hang on, Tess. Let me just reset everything for you. I gotta move all the characters everywhere because someone decided to go
World is
outside.
loading.
Alright, hang on.
Hooray.
Alright,
why
so
wouldn't someone want to go outside?
loading world dot
Beautiful
dot dot.
day.
Alright, so Tass, you're outside. Freya, do you intend just to stay inside?
I was gonna start moving towards another area of the house, I guess.
Okay. That's awesome. And Scribble, are you just gonna stay gorging yourself?
Yeah. No one's bothered me, so why not?
Alrighty. Alrighty.
Could I'm gonna go over to Scribble before I move and say,
Mhm.
come on, let's go look around.
Roll persuasion.
Just glare. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Then.
Persuasion, okay.
Because this is some mighty tasty cuisine that he's digging. Oof.
I know.
So
My good days are over.
you walk over to Scribble and you see this bird just. I mean, at 1 minute there's a sweet roll on the plate. You blink and it's gone. You
Wow, that matches me perfectly.
you see him. I mean, there's patrons next to him that are kind of quietly eating their food, but they're kind of every once in a while looking over at him as when one patron is cheerily lifting up a piece of bread that he was actively working on. You see him quietly grab the piece of bread and take it back to his corner of the room and continue to just devour the food. He seems to be very actively just gorging himself as we've gone. So you kind of look at him and you're like, you know what? Not dealing with that. So you decide to you do a
Not deal with
360
that.
and walk away, and you start heading towards you start heading deeper into the room now. There's two options you have. You can go for the kitchen, or would you like to head upstairs? The kitchen door is a nice sturdy wood, but the upstairs seems to kind of carry you in.
I guess I'll go upstairs then.
Okay. Let me boink. And then I will just go ahead and hang on, let me just get this. Loading upstairs dot 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 dot. Alright.
Loading.
Oops. Alright,
Loading
so
screen.
you head upstairs and are greeted by
More airplanes. God damn it, West Virginia.
the long corridor of the upstairs seems to greet you with many statues that seem to have almost armor and weapons and knives scattered throughout the
Ooh.
these ornate pieces of armor. And as you look around, you notice that there are two very heavy wooden bookcases to the left of you that seem to just have tomes and tomes of lore and history of the Empire and so many books. There's lots of knowledge here.
All propaganda, I tell you.
As you step
The
onto
propaganda is useless.
the upper floor, if you will, the air becomes slightly more humid, as the heat from the upstairs partying and revelry sort of rises as thermodynamics demand with the nature of the house. And it's warmer and it feels cozier. You feel more relaxed as you walk up here, as you separate yourself from the madness and craziness of the party downstairs. You almost feel calm as you walk up here.
Okay. I'm gonna go inspect one of the suits of armor.
Okay.
Inspect that one right there.
You would like to inspect the one that you were looking at?
Yes.
Okay. So you inspect it, and as you look at it, it's actually that's fine. So you look at the suit of armor, and it reminds you of almost not weak paladin armor, but it looks very well maintained and cared for. almost looks like before the family passed, they had collected suits of armor for almost a battle-ready occasion. There's a sword there. There's the armor, the leggings, all seem to shine and gleam with the readiness of a man-at-arms. And as you look and inspect it, you notice that the iron has clearly almost never been touched. It was like it was handcrafted. It's very sturdy and strong material, but you also know that it's not like it's diamond armor. It's very good and it's very nice. It's good quality.
All right. First of all, how do you make diamond armor in the first place?
Lots of diamonds.
You don't.
Okay.
You do too.
Second of all,
In my craft, it's just 5 diamonds, I believe.
Storm.
He got him. He got it.
All right then. In the meantime, I take a look around the outside of the building,
Well,
just
real
check
quick.
for everything that might look suspicious.
Sure. Freya, do you just inspect the armor and that's how you want to leave it for now?
I guess I'll look at the other stacks, the other armor
Sure.
pieces on display,
Sure.
considering.
So you take a quick peek at the other armor that is kind of scattered across. Each of the 4 conveniently placed pieces of armor. One seems to be almost of the look and attire of it. Looks to be more of like a mage's suit. The long flowing cloth has been well preserved in this humid and musty heat of this
Insane.
upstairs
It's
floor.
a robe.
Possibly.
It's beautiful. Leave it alone.
It's flowing and gorgeous, and it would look great on a mage. The other 2 sets of armor would almost appear to be that of a druid's and that of a rogue. The armor seems to be very nice and sturdy, but again, the family always wanted to have something ready in case they were called upon in a time of crisis. And while the family had the money and more or less the luxury of being able to hire out guards and waiters and people of all sorts of call, they always wanted to have a fallback, a plan B to keep themselves ready. So leave you there, and we will jump over to Tass, who is busily looking around outside. So where have you gone, Tass?
Outside, just walk around the house, looking at the outside. If there's
Okay.
anything of interest.
Roll perception.
Let me guess. Perception. There we
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
7-2. Well, fuck. I don't see anything.
You turn
You close
around.
your eyes while you walk.
You just leisurely walk around. You notice here. Let me actually go like this to help kind of.
I mean, you need eyes to see the house. So
You-
I guess I
You
will see
you
that
need
part.
eyes, and you rolled 2 of them.
Good enough for me.
So you look around. It's a very ornate and beautiful looking house. You're almost surprised at how this family with all of this wealth and money don't have this very luxurious mansion covered in gold and very well handiwork. It actually looks
You cut out again.
oh, sorry.
You're cut off.
Actually, it looks.
Hmm,
It-
black.
It looks at you and has eyeballs. It's gonna eat you. It's a house alive.
Is it supposed to be slowly, revealing
Yes,
part of the house?
I'm-
or-
Yeah, that's
I'm-
what Ghost is doing.
Trying
Oh,
to
okay,
have
then.
it be like a
I was
fog
about
of
to say,
war.
I believe my game is broken because everything is still
What he
black.
could do is just reveal the whole map because they're outside.
Yeah, okay. I will do that then. Let me hang on, Tess. Just give
Might
me a
be
quick second
easier
because
for
you're
ya.
about to get rocked, son. There we go.
Oof. Alright then.
So you take a look around, and with your 2 eyeballs that you currently have possessed,
Currently have.
you see that like I said, the house is very ornate and it's a cozy home. It doesn't look like this is the kind of place that there has ever really been even the hint of violence or any sort of ill will or evil nature. The family has always kept to itself and really just tried to help the empire as a whole. As you wander over to the family graveyard, if you will, you see a total. You see six currently empty caskets. None of them have been disturbed or moved, but you can tell that they were laid, and the craftsmanship of it. It's a very hard but almost graceful stone, each one saying a prayer and thoughts to the family god and goddess as they hope that their family members are ascended to live and work around their family deities. Overall, it's a pretty cute
guess
house.
I press F and pay my respects, and then return to the house.
Press F to pay your respect.
You know what? Just to bother you, go ahead and let's see. Let's have you roll some religion. Roll for religion.
Ooh, all right then. There we go. Fucking trash as well.
So you
Okay, just a
Instead, you
quick
press B to
explanation.
blow.
You need to roll high, not low.
So you get on.
I am happy nobody can see me outside and
Instead, you fall right into the fall face first into the gravestone.
You get on one hand and knee, and you say a prayer to a deity. And as you look up, you can almost see the shadows around the gravesite begin to darken, as it almost looks as if the graveyard was not too pleased with the deity you prayed to.
It wasn't me.
And as you get up and kind of slowly walk away with your arms bowed and your head almost face first in the ground as a sign of respect, nothing too dangerous comes out of it.
Well, gee, people nowadays can't respect Satan.
I know, right?
Would you like to go
no one
inside?
understands.
Torm.
Task,
God damn it.
What?
would you like to go back inside, or is you just standing there?
No. Do I still have a move left?
We'll give you one more action, and then you can we'll jump back to sleep.
I look up
You're
at
not in
the
combat,
windows on
sir.
the second floor. Are they open or closed?
The windows?
May I say, Tom?
Just a thing for the players. If you're not in combat, you have free movement, unless the DM stops you.
I mean, yeah, but it might be just kind of unfair if I, just keep moving outside.
Yeah, no,
and move where the
I'm
others-
just saying that you don't need to ask if you can move unless he says that you can't.
Oh, okay.
So you wanted to do one quick look, and then we'll jump back. We'll jump over to Scribble. What did you want to do?
I mean, I look up at window and see if I can, just climb up to the second floor and jump in.
Okay. Well, let's have you roll some acrobatics. Well, actually, let's have you roll perception again to see if you can find any of the windows.
Jump into the wall instead.
GG.
Well, that's persuasion.
I
So
can't see it.
Max head first and
No, that's persuasion.
Oh, wait,
you
that's
rolled
not-
wrong.
yeah, you rolled wrong. It's okay.
Misclick.
Try it again. Try it again.
persuading the windows to be open.
There we go. 16, good enough.
All right. So
But there are two windows. Would you mind opening it up?
you
Hey, look, I can finally see again.
So you look towards the side of the house that you're looking at, and you notice that there are no windows here on this side of the house, but you can either enter from the back of the house or the top of the house to try and climb in to the second floor.
Yeah, you totally want to enter through the
Athletics, we
chimney.
go. Well,
You can't climb for shit.
All right.
apparently not.
Smack into the front of the smack into the house. Just smack.
So you
Oh, no.
tried. All right. So here, let me.
But
Task,
hey, it's not every day you could say you rolled a crit fail and a crit success all in one.
Task, did you?
But the numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
The 1 is a crit fail, the 20
Yeah, but-
crit success.
Yeah, but what does it mean overall?
which of the two is he using? Essentially, is what he's asking.
Since you crit failed, you basically fucked up.
Yeah.
At
You
the same
basically
time, I
smacked head first
20.
into the wall.
So,
Probably
Task,
something
you,
like that,
you
yeah.
decide to try and climb up the back of the house to try and get into one of these second floor windows. As you reach up to grab one of the cobblestone, grab holds of the back of the house to try and reach the window, you get about 3 or 4. No, sorry. You get a good 10 or 15 feet up towards the second floor of the house. As you reach for the last rock that would get you into the second floor balcony window, you grab it, and the entire rock comes with you as you try and pull onto it. And you fall a pretty good feat. I guess we'll try and have you roll for acrobatics to see how well you land.
Here.
I'm falling in the
Yeah,
air.
you're doing the free falling. All
Easy.
right.
Oh, look! There you go.
So
I land like a cat and nothing happens. Easy.
So you do a backflip as you are falling towards the ground, plummeting to what would very certainly be immediate and instantaneous broken leg syndrome, and you flip and you land perfectly on your feet with a chunk of rock in your hand. You look around to see if anyone
Alright.
noticed, and you seem to be good.
Congrats, you have a weapon.
Yeah, I have a weapon now. Better than nothing. I keep the rock and say, fuck it, I'm not trying this again, and return to the main door
Okay.
and move in like a normal human being.
All right. So you return back into the house. Let me pop you in there.
Yeah. Let's get to the second floor, like I'm, not some kind of idiot.
All right. Well, so you return back into the living room. Scribble, are you just still gorging yourself?
No,
No. Okay. Well, hang on.
I'm just gonna go
Taz.
wander about.
It's Scribble's got to go. So you've decided to stop gorging yourself and you start looking around. What?
Yeah, I got bored.
All right. Roll perception.
Okay.
Okay. So as you look around at the party still going on into the wee hours of the night, you try to kind of identify who are the kingpins of this place. And though you know that the detective and his band of mage and swordsmen have more or less they've kind of been in the corner of the room, they've walked over to the fireplace, they've kind of tried to chat with some people. There really hasn't been a lot of motion on the floor. You notice that the two guards are still just kind of hanging out by the entrance to the room, but the mage has excused himself off into the deeper recesses of the house.
Hmm.
All right. Anything else you would like to do before we move on?
I'll probably just wait around, see if Wilhelm.
Okay. And Freya, back to you.
Okay.
Let me.
Let's start looking at all the different doors in front of me.
Okay. Which door would you like to open first?
I guess this one.
What's behind? Door number
What's
one.
behind door number one? Dun, 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 dun. All right. So you just like to
Your
walk in.
immediate death.
I'm just gonna open it first. I'm not gonna just barge in.
All right. So you open the door, and as you look in, you see 3 cots and a nice little window. You notice that this window, as you kind of look out into the backyard of the house, you notice that there seems to be almost a missing rock of where the balcony piece used to be.
We have our means of escape. Let's go.
Can I look into like the chests that are here in front of the beds and just see what's in there?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So you check into the different chests throughout the room, and they seem to be largely empty. They have some nightgowns and just kind of general night apparel. So there are some nice fuzzy slippers in there, but
Ooh.
there really isn't a whole lot. There's a candle. It's just kind of general bedtime stuff, if you will.
Okay.
I do have to ask, is it pink fuzzy?
Yeah.
slippers?
Yes,
Is it pink and fuzzy?
they are bright. Actually, roll perception.
Okay. Okay. Woohoo.
What,
Can you
you might not
tell
see it
what color
correctly?
they are? Hmm.
I mean, Wilhelm rolled a 2, and you got some. As you look into the chest, you pull up what are the brightest, pinkest, fuzziest slippers you have seen in the entire Imperium of Man. You note that there are little rabbit ears on both
Please,
of the
this
slippers,
isn't 40k. Come on.
and little red buttons on each
Jeez.
of the faces.
I'm gonna just put those back.
All right.
And then I guess I'm gonna go to the next room since there's like nothing in there of interest.
All right. And you just want to open the door?
Yes, I just want to open the door because I'm not gonna just barge in. That's rude.
Okay.
I am an officer of the law, after all.
As you try and open the door, it doesn't budge. You try and wiggle the door, and you try and open it to maybe see if it was just jammed, but the door does not budge at all.
Can I look at the door handle and see if it's locked, possibly?
Sure. Try and roll. Let me just check here.
Another perception?
I would believe. I mean, I don't. Unless insight would be.
No, insight is more if she's trying to
lie or something.
identify if someone is lying to her or something like that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Or investigation
there
if she
we go.
wants hands on.
There's the fail.
Land is fit.
So you try and look through the keyhole, if you will, and you just see the black and darkness of the lock itself. You cannot see anything inside the room.
It's like my soul.
Okay, calm down. You're not a drow.
I see there, emo child. Anyway.
All right, so
I'm gonna go to the next door and try
next
and
door.
open that one.
Sure. All right, so as you open this door, it appears to be the exact same as the first door, and as you walk in, the room is almost nearly identical. There seems to be a little bit of the beds seem to be slightly messier. They don't seem they look like they've been used. This might be where the night staff has lived, or where the guest or the house curator tends to reside.
Okay. Can I check the chests again?
Sure. So you check the chests again, and it seems to be almost identical as the one from before. It's nice, bright pink fuzzy slippers. There's some nightgowns for the 3 beds throughout the room, and there doesn't seem to be much else besides the window that can overlook into the backyard.
You're cut off.
Oh,
Except
sorry.
this window's not missing. It's brick. Yes.
Yes, it is a fully intact balcony window, or balcony shelf.
And then I guess I'm gonna go to the last door.
Alrighty.
Find out if we can get in here.
And behind the very last door is ta-da! It's the exact same as the other 3 doors.
Lovely.
So
and again, we're gonna check the chest.
And this time, we'll roll. Let me figure out what I'm looking for here. Roll perception. Gonna be doing this a lot for this one. Or not perception. not
Roll what
deception.
now?
Perception.
You got cut off. That's why I was like, what?
Whew. All right. So as you look around in this nice musky room with the 3 beds off to their respective corners of the room with the chests, you begin to kind of sift through this one. The atmosphere of the room seems to have a different tone, or there's just something in the air that tells you there's something here. And as you look around, you check the chests. It's the same fuzzy slippers. It's the same everything. Everything seems to be the same. As you kind of look around on the pillows, you open up the sheets, you find a key.
You're
Yeah.
cut off again.
Oh, just as you
Damn sheets.
okay, so as you begin to look around in the sheets and you start to look around in the room as a whole, you notice that under one of the beds is a key.
Can I take the key?
That's up to you. Do you want to take the key?
Yes, I want to take the key.
Okay, so you take the key.
Okay. I'm gonna put the key in my pocket and make sure no one saw me take the key.
Okay. And you're just gonna leave as is?
I'm gonna just go start walking down the hall, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the key is for, but you know.
As you
I feel like I need this key
as you
more than everybody else.
stomp around into the, or not stomp, but as you walk out into the living room area, you come across the long, narrow hallway that essentially just leads to a very wide open window. There really isn't much in this corridor besides just the walls of the house and a very, very beautiful mosaic of the family at the end of this hallway. It's one of those.
I'm gonna inspect this mosaic, I guess.
Sure. It's the what's the correct word? It's like one of those glass art.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pane window.
Yes, thank you. It's a very beautiful, almost well sculpted photo, or not photo, but painting of the entire family. The youngest son standing in front of his father, with the father holding the mother's shoulder with his hand, and the mother holding the daughter with her two hands. It's breathtaking. You can tell that this family never had any intention to ever harm a single soul, and the sense of solving this mystery fills you with determination as you look and see that, I mean, the father the son is a spitting image of the son, and the daughter is exactly like the mother. There is no
well.
flaws in this family.
Well then, someone's so much dreaming. Something in my throat. Sorry. Can I? Is there any other like doorways around?
Oh,
or...
yes, sorry. I didn't realize. I thought that this was revealed. My bad. All right, so you have a door immediately to the left of you, and when you had come out of the bedrooms, there was also another door. Sorry, I thought I had revealed it more.
I want to go to the one that was near the bedrooms.
Sure.
I guess.
So as you open the door and you reveal what appears to be almost a study room, there are many bookcases around in the room, and it leads into a further area. But it looks more like a stratagem discussion. It's the general business area, if you will, for the family. This is very likely where the father would invite a lot of his guests to talk business or diplomacy or politics, and where the son and daughter would very likely be schooled in the teachings of the maths, the spells, the archaic. This was their room for learning.
Okay. I'm gonna use my the little telepathy, if you will, that we have, and I'm gonna tell the other two that I'm
Are we within 20 feet over you?
It's 120.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
It is?
It's 120, but
Can we use it then, or no?
well, you're 2 floors. Yeah, you're good. You're 110 from Scribble, which since he's on like the floor below you, you'll be okay.
Okay. I'm going to use it and tell them that they need to come upstairs, that one of the doors was locked, and that seems off to me, considering.
Okay. Scribble, Wilhelm. What do you guys do?
Yeah. Before I go upstairs, I take a close peek at the door right here, assuming it would be the kitchen,
Okay.
and peek inside
Sure.
just slightly.
So you open the door, and it is exactly as you would think. It's a kitchen with many house servants rustling about. You can hear the general clatter and busyness of a kitchen during the day. And, I mean, it leads essentially into further rooms. Let me go like that. There we go.
Wait, are there people in the kitchen, or is it empty?
Yes, it is busy with the different waiters and waitresses, cooks and chefs, just very quickly running around. You can tell that there's an air of urgency as they run around and try and prepare everyone's dish to serve. You hear that there is a slight clamor or shouting. I know I didn't actually put any of the people in there. Just gonna have to role play on this one with me.
No problem.
My immersion.
The immersion. As you
Invisible stuff.
As you look into the room, you can hear that there's a general uproar from the staff about this random bird that has seemed to have come in and just been gorging on the food. They have had a hard time trying to keep up with the general populace that has decided to come down and try and help figure out this mystery, as well as this random rogue bird that has come in and just gorged itself. It has gone to town on everything in this room, and they're just fighting to keep up. So you're gonna now
Kaiser, they love you.
It should be a huge compliment, say it as though I'm, eating all the...
So Kaiser,
I don't go into the kitchen, but instead to the closest table in the corner of the room. I spot, assuming a fork, a spoon, and a glass on top of the table.
Mm-hmm.
I take all of them, and let me guess,
Christ.
that was going to be the...
I believe it's
Proper
actually
road.
sleight of hand.
Stealth? Oh, never mind that.
I believe.
Stealth is to try and be sneaky, like,
Right.
in your movement.
Sleight
I mean,
of
I-
hand.
Hand is to
just
try
pick
and
it
do
up.
something with your hands.
Yeah,
There
you're
wouldn't be something too suspicious about just picking up a spoon
you
and
take
some
the
stuff from a table.
you
Wait,
take
what's with the heart on
the
me now?
utensils and they're now in your hand. No one seems to really mind that you've taken it. Everyone essentially
Okay.
implies that you're probably just going back for seconds or trying to hurry one of the waiters and waitresses to bring you more food and ale as the party now descends into the wee hours of the night.
Okay, good. Then never mind the misclick. I take all of the stuff, shove it into my pocket, and then move upstairs.
Okay. All right, so you're now.
Oy vey.
There we go. And Scribble, you're going to continue as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit.
Okay. Why is there a heart next to your?
I don't know. Someone keeps putting it on me.
Aw.
Tom?
Torm.
Hooray.
He was loved by the staff. I thought it fits.
Torm.
All right,
Oh,
so
just being Tom.
you guys
Torm
are.
just, trolling, because he can.
Freya, you hear two sets of footsteps coming up. One, the heavy boots of a drow, and the almost clacking of a almost crow's feet as both Scribble Squark and Wilhelm come up and meet you in the hallway.
Okay. I would look at the both of them and just and say to them, okay, so here's what I've discovered. 3 of the rooms are unlocked that are behind you. Nothing unusual other than this, and then I would pull out the key and show it to the 2 of them. And then say, that one door that's behind you, Wilhelm, is locked.
Cake?
No, you're not taking the key.
Come on, I'm just making sound of a lock. Come on. I'll just shake my head up.
What do you all want to do with this?
Just point to the door behind Windhelm. It's like,
Makes bird noises.
Bird noises.
look, I can't make words, but I can't speak normally, so all I have to do is make sound.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly enough, I can agree with the bird. Use the key.
She would nod and then walk over to the door and
Okay.
try to put the key in the lock.
You try the key, and as it slides in with almost like butter or a hot knife into butter, and you jiggle the lock, it does not unlock. You try it repeatedly to maybe see if it's just based on the tumblers or something, but as you try and unlock the door, you unlock it to no avail.
Where's the portable RAM when you need it?
Oh, that didn't work. What?
Ghost, would I see, I'm assuming I'd be able to just see like all the armor and stuff on.
Correct. You guys can essentially see everything. And actually, let me go ahead and cloak out the bottom floor. There you go. Yeah. So you guys can see the entire second floor and everything that has been discussed already.
I move down to the other door I can see at the halfway point of the hallway and,
Okay.
just shout over to Freya to try the key on this one.
I would walk over there and try it there.
Okay. So, this door opens essentially with the easiest of hands. You didn't even need to use the key this time. You essentially just open the door, and it reveals that. Here, hang on. There we go. It reveals what appears to be just a much more open living room. This could have been where the mom and dad used to live with the 2 children, as it's a very spacious room. It has a nice desk and multiple chairs in there to allow visitors to come in. There's 3 or 4 chests that kind of scatter about the room, and a dresser with a very large mirror adorning one of the side walls as to allow for the owners of the room to gaze and admire themselves through their reflection.
Just casually, it's called the wee broom.
I'm gonna go and look in the chests again, just cause.
Okay. So in this chest, there is many notes and what appears to be a few health potions and stuff that it appears that this chest was brought here. There's quite a bit of wear and tear on it. There's some dirt and mud. And overall, it looks like it's a very well-used trunk. Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay.
And Scribble, what are you doing, by the way?
Hmm?
What are you doing right now? Are you still kind of hanging out by the
which
door?
one was the robe?
The robe? It was the
robe?
one to the left of your character model.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and put it.
So
God.
you're gonna go ahead and start dressing yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Birdie.
Just for point of reference, and this is completely breaking the immersion, I apologize. The armor is going to be how you guys get your general suits.
Oh, you were so cut off that.
Okay. Sorry. So, Scribble, you go ahead and start putting on the robe, or you start effectively stealing the clothing.
Look, I have a bathrobe now. Aha.
From
Bad
the
birdie.
rab. As you do this, as Scribble begins to dress himself, Freya, you read the box, and it reads Detective Chisana Inke of the Glorious
Okay,
Empire
well, I'm
and the
gonna-
Inquisition.
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna just take the health potions that are hiding in the box.
Wilhelm,
Is-
roll perception.
Why not? Ew!
All right. So, as Freya is busy looting the boxes, the three detectives that you had met before begin to quite quickly march up the stairs, almost as if they felt something.
I'm innocent.
Yeah, 20 up in here. Anyway.
So as the detective comes up
No, that's a 16.
as the detective comes up the stairs, he immediately notices Scribble effectively stealing the
Is it stealing
robes
though? I'm just putting it
on
on.
the mannequin statue.
Critting.
He points to he points to his guard and effectively points at Scribble, and he says, "Arrest that man! He is stealing from a dead family." And she very quickly
Run out of the room and run over to them and say, "Relax. He's just a bird. He doesn't know what he's doing."
Is there any pockets on this robe?
no.
Oh,
You guys have backpacks.
terrible robe. I know, but still, terrible robe. Let's see if there's any shinies in.
Let me. Okay, so as you say this, Freya, the first bodyguard lady, she essentially marches over and grabs Squibble by the back of the cloak that he is currently adorned in, and throws him against the wall, closer to the study room, and says, "You will not
do I
interfere
not
with our work.
do I not
Stand
get
down or
to-
back off."
roll against them?
Yes.
Typically-
Roll athletics.
Yeah, okay. I'm not good at this, but whatever.
So,
Yeah.
she grabs you by the scruff of the neck, and you try and wiggle away, but she pins you to the wall. She's got one of your hands kind of like on the behind your back, with your other hand against the wall, and you're well and solidly pinned there. The detective then continues on and says, "I demand an explanation for this madness. What are you doing?"
Who's he asking?
He's in the direction. He's looking at Freya.
Okay.
She would look at them and go, we're trying to figure out what's going on here. As we were ordered to find out what happened to the family. I don't understand why you're not helping out with solving this mystery as well, considering you are here under the orders of the crown, are you not?
He looks at you, pauses for a second, and is incredibly perplexed. He says, "This is the third time that you've mentioned this crown. We have been sent here already. We have the imperial seals and everything to prove it. Why do you insist on thinking of us as your enemy? We merely came up here because we detected a motion in our room. Our mage detected a presence when her identity spell went
Apparently I
off.
have motion sensors now.
Yeah,
apparently.
wizards. We merely came up here to investigate this and found your bird stealing from the robes of a dead family."
First of all, the bird doesn't know what he's doing, so leave him alone and get your hands off of him. Second of all, you would know of the crown that I speak of if you really are who you say you are. Just because you wear the insignia doesn't mean anything to me. Third, how is it that you don't know of Big Red? If you did, you would have already known that we were told to come here. You wouldn't have been surprised by me nor my friends. And I suggest, again, getting your hands off my bird.
Roll persuasion.
Ooh.
The detective looks at you for a long moment and pauses. He's contemplating how he kind of wants to go about this, as he knows that it would essentially lead to bloodletting in the second floor if anything goes beyond its current levels. And he says, "Let's figure this out here. There's something going on, and someone is pulling something on us. I was told to come here by the Grand Wizard Eric's White Wand. Eric's White Wand."
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost, I sent you some instructions as to how to amplify your mic.
Yeah, I fix your mic, click the menu button on the line windows. Yes, I'm actually already.
Sorry, I
Alright.
gotta step away from the computer for a second. My mom decided to lock herself out of the house.
That's alright, take your time, we're not going anywhere.
Wise.
Mm.
So it's already on max?
The sensitivity is on the lowest. I think it's because I'm not doing push to talk. That might be the reason, which I could probably.
Unless your mic is not sensitive, it should activate. I mean, I'm using voice
Sock.
activation.
I just tried to up the gain. Maybe that'll help a little bit.
Hmm.
How's this feeling, real quick, since we're kind of taking a quick break? The overall.
Sorry, it was cut off.
Oh, he said he was taking a quick break. I heard him.
No.
No, there was a second part.
I was asking how it's flowing. How is it progressing? Is it so far so good? Would you say it's a little on the drier side?
I like it.
Kaiser, Tass, how do you guys? I mean, how's it feeling? Oh, Tass.
For me,
Mhm.
feels a bit clunky, but then again, I expected that since it's your first time, so you know.
Okay.
All in all, it's okay.
And Tass, how's?
You know.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
No,
Thank you.
no stitching.
Oof.
1 second. She's stitching? I thought that's it someone else.
An imposter.
Stop right there, criminal scum. You violated the law.
You really need a new
Kill
microphone.
Apparently. Hang on, I'm gonna set it to
R.I.P.
push to
Mike.
talk. See how that goes.
It's not sensitive enough. That's the weird part.
How long you had that mic go?
He doesn't want to speak now. Now he's angry at you.
He doesn't want to admit that he's had it for way too long and needs to replace it.
There we go. I've got it on push to talk now, so it should be a little bit easier. It should be a little bit more sensitive.
Well,
Alright.
we'll see how it goes.
So I've had
Yeah.
this mic for like 5 years, so and it's been dropped more than once, not by my own decision,
It's your
but
problem. There's
oh
your
yeah,
problem.
no, it's
you dropped
old.
it.
Oh, I know it's old. I think the problem is it's just I need to use push to talk instead of voice sensitivity.
It does seem to be running smoother now. It's pushed to talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You need to be
um,
pushed to talk.
yes. Are we all good? All right, awesome. So he kind of takes a step back okay, let's figure this out now. I was instructed by the great mage Ericrease Whitewand. You said Big Red? Who's this Big Red you keep mentioning? I've never met a man by that name.
Can
Good
I-
luck.
oh, go ahead.
She would laugh and look at him and say, "So you don't know Captain at all?"
You say Captain, but
That is his nickname around, and everybody, including the king, knows his nickname.
Can I roll history to see if I know this wizard they speak of?
Sure. Yes. Ooh, all right. So, the man that they are talking about, his Ericrease Whitewand, actually, excuse me, the woman they are talking about, Ericrease Whitewand, she is the head mage for the magical branch under the human empire. She is at the end of the day, she is the shot caller for the wizards department, if you will, of the empire.
Okay, so they're not just talking shit. Okay.
He continues on and says, "Well, if that is who you mentioned, then it might be some misunderstanding. We were sent here by the mage, and it appears that was never relayed that apparently your captain has never bothered to talk to the mages about the affairs of the inner workings of your system."
She would look at him and go, "Hey, he's a little bit forgetful, yes." That's not unusual for him. But I suggest, again, please let the bird go.
He nods to the swordswoman, and she just kind of lets him go with a light shove back towards you, Freya. And he says, "That still doesn't explain why our sentry ward went off in our room." Did I get cut out again?
No,
For me, you did. I don't.
Oh, sorry.
I guess it was my internet this time.
He's asking why his sentry ward went off in his room.
She would look at him and say, "We were exploring the entire area of the upper floors and to figure out what was going on, and I walked into your room. I apologize."
He looks at you and says, "What did you find?"
Well, let's see. And she would point to all the doors in the area and go, "Every door except that one," and then would point to the second door, "are unlocked. There's no way to open that door that I am aware of."
He says, "Why don't we take a seat in the office real quick? It seems there needs to be some discussions about why we've been so quiet.
She would nod and then motion for the other two to follow them into the other room.
Oh, there's one through the wall.
Whoosh! Wall physics.
As you walk in once again into the large study room with all of you kind of stationed about in the different seats, the detective walks over and he sort of nods his head and he says, I must apologize. I think we've gotten off on the wrong foot. My name is Detective Chisana Inke, but we have suspicion to believe that something is not right with this house. We can confirm there's been a murder, but when we were told to come, we were expecting there to be 3 guards. When we arrived, 1 was missing, and when we probed the house owner, or the stewardess, whatever his damned name is, he just kept ignoring us.
She would nod and say, well, then perhaps we need to figure out what is going on with that door. And then she would pull the key out of her pocket that she found and show him and say, found this in one of the rooms. However, it does not open that door.
Scribble, roll Constitution.
Oh, what?
You're dead.
You're dead.
Roll,
Drew was anti-bird.
Goodness. Whichever, for your health.
For your health?
I believe it's
What
Constitution.
kind? What kind of health? I mean, is it like he's being suffocated?
No, he's starting to feel a rumbling in his belly.
Okay, yeah, Constitution.
Oh
would-
no. Please no. No.
So as you guys go about discussing everything, you notice, Scribble, you start to feel an uneasiness in your stomach. You've eaten a lot before, but this time it doesn't feel right. You feel like something is starting to creep across your body as you have gorged yourself. This doesn't feel right.
Did you pick out the bones before you ate the meat, or just all in one go?
Please, bugs are good for you.
Oh dear.
I guess I'll just prod my stomach and then just look around.
Oh dear.
I guess make gurgles.
Oh dear.
Everyone roll perception.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Leave me alone.
Why? Why you do this?
All right, good enough.
All right, so everyone kind of turns.
-1. Why
Everyone turns to look at Scribble, and none of the other teams seem to really have an understanding of what's going on with him. And Freya, you as well. You look at him with confusion as he just begins to kind of peck and prod at his belly. Wilhelm, you look at him with concern. You look over and roll. Hang on.
Medicine?
Mm-mm-mm.
If you want
Yes.
to identify something, I mean, health-wise.
Yes, it's going to be a medicine check for what that is.
Easy.
Damn it. Sorry.
He's a doctor, apparently.
Tass, you
What can
walk,
this man do?
you
Hey,
walk
look,
over
I
him.
found this book in the cabinet. I know what's going on.
You walk over to him and you look down at him and you kind of gently touch his belly, and he kind of looks at you very worriedly as he kind of eyes you very steadily with his face, his eyes, and you rub his belly and you feel a tendril, a very small and faint tendril, go across his stomach. And you look at the group and there's a lot of concern in your face as you say, this man has been poisoned. Or this bird has been poisoned.
Man bird.
Birdman.
But man,
Man, bird, pig.
There.
The detective and his cohorts kind of look at you worriedly, and they ask, "Have you eaten any of the food?"
Just nod at them.
Ghost?
Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. It's actually very concerning.
Sorry.
So he looks at the rest of you and goes, "Have any of you eaten from the food?"
Freya would shake her head and say nope.
So do I.
And he kind of starts to begin to pace around the room, his footsteps just echoing throughout the room, and he says, "Well, something is wrong here then. We have not eaten. We never eat from any guests. It's just a habit of traveling so much, but we have not touched any either. We will... This is not good. This is not good at all. We will head out. We will go and look for additional help. We will leave you here to try and figure this. Something is not right in this house." And as he begins to get up to the door, he stops for just a moment. He turns around and looks at Scribble and just kind of shakes his head as him and his cohorts quickly go to the room and begin packing.
Okay.
If you guys would like to do anything.
I guess I would go over to Scribble and those potions I took earlier. Would any of them possibly help?
No.
Aw, darn. Could I look at the... Okay, I guess I would look at Scribble and go... how much did you eat?
Sure, we'll just kind of shrug at her.
She would shake her head and go, "Did you see how much he ate?" To Wilhelm.
I would say too much already.
She would sigh and just shake her head and say, "Wonderful. So now you're poisoned. What are we going to do with you?"
I would assume the vastness of this man's stomach are not the reason he's feeling so bad. So the cause must be something in the kitchen. Something must have poisoned him intentionally.
She would nod and she would look at me. "Do you think maybe if we made him throw up would help?"
Maybe, but for that we should find a restroom in the first place.
She would nod and say, "Well, let's try and find a restroom then." And she would lift Scribble up and carry him around because she doesn't trust him walking now because he's poisoned.
Okay.
Help, I'm being abused.
So,
Hey, I'm taking care of you now. Poison.
Abuse.
Don't complain.
I'm carrying you. Don't complain. I'm being compassionate.
Well, move then, because...
So, as you guys are carrying your very sick friend down the stairs, you are greeted. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to move everything around. Just give me a quick second.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong button. Wrong button. As you guys are making your way down the stairs, the group is kind of caught off guard by the stewardess sort of stopping the original detective group and saying, Please, where are you gentlemen and women, ladies, going? The party is just beginning, the night is still young. Come, feast, enjoy. There's nothing to worry here." And the detective is just kind of eyeing him up and down very suspiciously and saying, "Stand aside. We must leave." If you guys would like to add in.
I would look at the stewardess and go, "Your party is fine, but we are trying to figure out what's going on here, and my friend is sick." And she would just point to Scribble in her arms and just be like, try and make him like overacted, I guess, of being sick.
Show, hang on, let me double check that.
Performance.
Performance.
Yeah, roll performance.
Okay.
Oh, wait, me or...
Yeah, you. Scribble, roll performance.
I'm a great actor.
Apparently.
The stewardess looks over at the poor bird, the poor sick baby bird that is hunched over your shoulders, and he has managed to ruffle his feathers in a way that, I mean, it almost looks like he's already been vomiting for hours at this point and is just looking for some sort of release or escape from this just unbearable pain. He's in just so much pain from eating too much and just having such a great time. And the stewardess goes, "Oh, do not worry, friends. I will take you here. Come into the kitchen. We have some room outside for you to breathe and get some space. Do not worry. You can rest assured here." And so he looks over at the detective and says, "I cannot force you to stay. I only ask that you come back with smiles the next day." And so he kind of stands out of the way for the detective and his group, and they depart immediately, and he opens the door for you into the kitchen.
Can I try and see if there's something up with the stewardess?
Sure, roll a perception check. Okay. All right, so as you look at him, he seems, I mean, he's not a very imposing figure. He's probably about 5'8", 5'9", very small build, and he seems to be in perfectly good health. He just kind of, his hair's a little bit longer than you would kind of expect a stewardess or a steward to have, especially for trying to kind of impress a lot of the guests. But to your, at least to your eyes, he seems competent.
Okay. She would look at him and say, "So, you seem like you're feeling well. Have you had anything to eat here lately?"
He looks at you and he kind of smiles and he goes, "Oh, good lady, you're too kind. Yes, I've been gorging myself as well. It looks like I've not had as much as your friend per se, but I've been enjoying the food and the ale here quite a lot. It is truly disheartening that the master and the mistress were unable to join us in this occasion, but I do hope that we will be able to solve this quickly."
Can I roll a perception to see if he's lying?
Sure, go for it.
No, it'd be insight, wouldn't it?
Not would it?
Yeah, insight is
Okay.
you tell if you're like
Yeah,
someone's
roll
lying or something.
insight would.
Okay. Alright, well,
You look at him, and from as far as you can tell, he seems to be telling the truth.
She would nod and start moving towards the kitchen with Scribble and Wilhelm. Sorry, brain function.
Meanwhile, I move to the position where I can see both doors leading to the kitchen and try to spy on anyone who tries to exit the kitchen or enter it. Just to make sure
Okay.
nobody can leave without us noticing.
So you're kind of positioned here. I'm actually going to move you just a quick bit. If you actually want to just grab one of the chairs in the left corner, just so you're just kind of sitting there in the bit. As you do this, the stewardess and Frey, you carry Scribble out into the kind of the outside area of the kitchen. It's nothing remarkable. It does have one or two outhouses, but I mean, it's really just for the breathing. There is no plumbing here. It's a middle of nowhere kind of house. You know, it's a little in the boony town.
Okay. She would look at the steward and say, "So, why throw a party when all of the housing members seem to be missing?"
He looks at you and smiles and said, "The last wishes of the master and mistress were to throw something of a celebration in their tidings. It was never the family's customs to show sadness. They wanted the last memories of their wealth and their family to be that of happiness, not to be that of great sadness."
Gonna roll an insight on that as well. I don't really trust this guy.
Yeah, go for it. Did you just roll the 15?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, as you carry Scribble outside and you just kind of let him lay outside and just kind of do bird things. You kind of stand next to him and you just chat. And as he's explaining this information, you see that he's becoming a little bit more nervous. He's trying to tell you everything he can. But his eyes seem to be darting around a little bit more often than they should be.
She would look at him and go, "I don't think you're telling me everything you know, sir."
He just bows his head and goes, "Madam, I am your tool at the service of my former master and mistress. I am here to help."
A tool.
Here he is a tool. Jeez.
After a few minutes, Scribble, he doesn't seem to be improving much, but you can at least see that his mood has changed to just be outside a little bit, as he's been able to peck around and look for worms and such in the ground, and he doesn't really walk over to you. It's more of a very slow, almost gang. He kind of takes a step and then pauses and then takes another step and pauses, and he finally comes to you and just kind of leans on your shoulder. And though he seems to be in better spirits for finally being able to get outside, he doesn't seem too keen on trying to eat anything else for the rest of the night.
Waddle waddle.
The stewardess looks over at you two and says, "I hope you are feeling much better. Now that you are better, would you like to come in? We do have some water or maybe a little bit of ale to help soothe the pains."
She would look at Scribble and go, "It's up to you what you want to do."
Just shake my head and just stay, leaning against it.
Okay. Both of you roll perception checks real quick. Okay, so just based off of that, you both, when you were looking around, you noticed that there's an attachment to the side of the house with very large, heavy wooden doors, and you can kind of hear some rustling on the other side of the doors, but you're not quite sure what it is. It sounds like very heavy, just scraping at the ground.
Since I'm near Scribble, I'm gonna say in the Vulcan mind meld, if you will, "What do you think's going on back there?"
Just look over and go, clank, squeak.
She would nod and say to him, again, where the steward guy can't hear, "You think we should try and get him to leave so we can investigate?"
He nods.
She would look at the steward and say to him, "I think I am a bit parched. Would you mind getting me a bit of water?"
He happily nods and bows his head and begins to leave back into the kitchen. Taz, roll perception as well.
Oh, jeez!
Wow. All right.
He's as blind as a bat.
Draw for
Ouch.
life.
So while you were sitting at the kitchen or the table in the corner, you were immediately vexed by one of the waitresses. She just immediately caught your eyes with her large tracts of land and flowing, almost chisel sculpted legs. And
Dropkick, my dude.
for
dear.
the remainder of it, you are idly trying to just chat up one of the waitress as she comes back and forth between the kitchen.
Oh dear.
So
I'm dying.
the stewardess walks back into the kitchen and he disappears for a couple minutes.
I would get up slowly, making sure that Scribble is okay, and start walking towards that sound.
Okay. As you approach the door, you try the handle and it opens almost immediately. It's a very heavy wooden door. I want to stress this is a very large, solid door. I mean, it was designed to hold.
Oh, look at that!
Horsies.
Hey, horsey!
Bunch of poppos.
So, Scribble, at this point, roll another Constitution check.
Oh, poor Scribble.
When does that do? There you go.
So, Frey, let me ask this: what are you doing, real quick? Have you entered the barn or the stable?
Yeah, I'll go in, I
Okay.
guess.
So, as you step in and with Scribble on your shoulder, you hear a very audible squawk from him, and it was not one to try and get your attention. It was one in agony. It was a very labored and almost muffled croak as he tries to get your attention, and he tries to lift up a very almost shaking hand, and just you can see that his body is he's not looking too well.
I would look at him and say, "What's the matter?" Because I don't know. I'm not versed in bird anatomy.
Just point on my stomach again.
Roll an insight check. I think we're gonna do that for whenever Kaiser communes with the crew.
Yeah, no, I'm not very versed in bird, am
So
I?
he points at his belly and he gives you just the saddest look a bird person could try and muster. And
Bird person?
he just mumbles to himself. He's trying to commune his pain and agony, and you pretty much just drop him on the hay that he's laying on and be like, "Well, I'll see you later. I'm gonna go check out this stable," and you leave him there for the investigation.
Wow, rude.
Not my fault.
So, would you like to stay in the stables, or are you just going to?
Yeah, I'm gonna move around the stables, I guess, and look at all the different horses.
Okay, roll a insight check.
Insight.
At least this little bit of hay looks comfier.
Okay, so as you look around, you see that there are a lot of different horses. Some of them are varying difference in sizes. Some are actually different colors. It appears that some of the horses themselves almost have these little insignias on the back of their hind legs, each one seeming to portray a different almost characteristic or personality of each horse. Some of them coming in different variants of blue, orange, one's in purple, one is a nice hue of yellow. Each one seems to just kind of be just eyeing you up and down. They're curious as to who this new this new visitor is inside their humble abode.
Okay. I guess I would just keep moving around, just looking, trying to see if there's anything of interest besides that.
Okay. Tass, roll a... I don't know. Is there one for like sleep?
Constitution again.
All right, roll for Constitution.
Because Constitution is basically like your body, so, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you could either ask him to do a save or a...
Yeah, just do a Constitution check.
I honestly
Which
don't
is-
find it.
Your Constitution check is in your skills.
Oh, is my window too small? No, I honestly can't find it.
Right, so you're on your skills page, yeah? With like all your acrobatics and all that, yeah?
Yeah, acrobatics, animal handling,
Yeah,
arcana,
it's
athletics.
unskilled con check at the bottom.
Oh, there we go. Oh, no, my turn.
Hey,
Okay,
whoop.
I found it.
There you go.
Okay, so after you spend a little bit more time trying to just kind of woo the interest of one of the waitresses, you've gotten a little bit sleepy. You've decided you feel it creeping in on you, but you're able to withstand it just a little bit longer as you want to try and talk to this very interesting waitress. She has told you all about her stories of traveling around the world and just being just so drawn to how this family has always been willing to help those in need.
Tips
But
for Dara, milady.
roll
So
charisma.
I'm just sitting here right now doing absolutely nothing for the team.
Roll performance.
Roll charisma.
Charisma, alright. Performance or persuasion?
Performance.
Easy.
So, as you are kind of just you've gotten to the point where you feel the effects of your sleep are starting to kind of creep in. You make one last attempt to try and intrigue this waitress with yourself, and as you kind of get up to try and talk to her one last time, she slips on a spill of ale that was on the ground, and as she falls backward and throws her hands in the air, you almost like a dancer, you lean down and catch her in one arm, and as the food and the plates and everything she was carrying fall, or I guess rise into the air, you catch each one and almost throw it at the different tables that were she was heading towards, and the whole room goes quiet and looks at you and just starts applauding this little act that you've done. And you can see she's Myron, she's blushing a little bit. She's very, very interested in what you've got to offer, if you will.
Alright, I can do with that.
And that's how I met your mother.
And you kind of lean down and whisper into her ear, I'll be upstairs if you need me.
Goodness gracious.
You
I was gonna say, isn't that the player's option?
you head off into the second floor to get a quick shut-eye.
Easy. See, guys, you don't need a team. You can get mad laid. That's fine. So essentially, I'm rolling 20s one after the other and just getting, entirely knocked out by doing something more important for me.
Effectively. So,
See you later, team. I'm busy.
Freya, you've continued to look around the room, and Scribble is still lying in a bed of hay, just kind of nursing his poor belly.
Aw. I guess, can I move closer to... I want to move closer to more of the horses, I guess. I just want to kind of look at them all and...
Sure. Roll perception.
Okay.
As you look around, you've kind of looked up and down the stalls, but you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. It looks like just a general barn with everyone, or all the horses are in order. There's some nice feed by each of their stalls, if you will, so that they can just enjoy some horsey treats, and nothing too seemingly out of the ordinary.
Okay. I guess I'll just start going back to Scribble then.
Okay, so you just pick him up, and what you gonna do?
I guess we'll go back upstairs. I mean, we'll actually back to the kitchen, I guess.
Okay. As you kind of mosey back into the kitchen, the steward comes up to you.
And I would just look at him and go, "Oh, hello."
He gives you a curt nod and says, "Please, if there is anything that I can do for you before you turn in for the night, please let me know. Our waiters and waitresses are your beck and call, but I will need to run to the city. I'm actually going to have to grab one of the horses and grab some supplies. So if you need me, please just ask one of the waiters and waitresses. They are as adept at taking care of your needs as I am for you." And it gives you a slight wink.
She would her lower eyelid on her left eye would twitch a little at the wink, and look at him and say, "My friend is extremely ill. If you could possibly find someone in the city that could help with him and his illness, that would."
Is it just me or did she cut out
Yeah, she
entirely?
got out.
I heard the cut.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's just you were asking for the medical supplies.
Yeah, I was asking for someone to help Scribble.
Okay. He gives a very extravagant bow. I mean, hands. He does like almost like, you know how sprinters will get down on the two knees and then they'll throw their hands back before they jump the race. He does that
Yeah.
very extravagant bow and says, "Your wish is my command, my lady. I will find the best cures and medicine I can while I'm in the village, and I will bring them as quickly to you." And he quickly departs from the door down the hall, and he goes into the stable, and you can hear him gallop off with some minor supplies.
Okay, I would look at Scribble and go, "Well, I guess we should go find somewhere to let you rest then, huh?" Aww.
Roll Inception check.
Inception?
Or perception, excuse me.
I was gonna say Inception?
Did he truly
Mark.
go?
Why are you not working? There we go. Damn.
You
Computer.
rolled the first one.
Yeah, the
you-
first one, yeah. Forget my computer. It's misbehaving now.
You look at him and you understand he's tired. He wants to go lay down on the bed and just get a good bird night's sleep.
So, I guess, alright, so I'll take him upstairs now. Just take the bird upstairs!
Where would you like to sleep?
I guess... Put some of the big fluffy slippers on his feet.
Which bedroom are you going into? The one with Wilhelm?
Yeah, I guess so. And then I'll just put
Okay.
the big fluffy slippers on his feet. You know.
So, roll acrobatics actually, because the room is dark. The windows do not have any lights out with them.
I have dark vision of 60 feet, which allows me to see in darkness.
Well, you walk in and it's a great day. You can see Wilhelm just casually here. Actually, let me.
Because I'm
There we go.
I'm an elf, so half elf, so I can see in darkness.
Bueno. All right, so it is revealed, but just assume it is dark.
Yeah, it's dim. I see it.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like a cat sees in dark, where it's dim, but I can still
correct.
see.
You see the sleeping form of Wilhelm in one of the beds, and as you tuck Scribble in with his bright pink fuzzy slippers for his feet, and you give him a nice little teddy bear for him to rest in, what would you like to do?
I guess I'll
Kick the slippers off.
Damn it, darn bird, try to take care of you. I guess I would stand guard at the door, like just like first watch type thing.
Okay. I guess roll perception.
Okay.
Now, are you taking all 4 shifts of the watch, or?
No, I would just take first shift.
Okay, so the night progresses and you fall asleep.
Damn it.
Alright, so just give me one quick second. Kaiser,
Gotta do this.
roll another Constitution save. Or check, excuse me.
Me or?
Yes. Oh, crap. Okay, so apparently I thought Tor might have fixed one of the issues with the next map, but just gonna have to give you a quick second to rebalance everything.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiser, why do you do this? I try to take care of you. Put the fluffy slippers on your feet.
It felt weird on my crow feet.
I'm just trying to be nice. Give you teddy bear and everything.
Okay, I'm pulling your characters in. Just give me a quick second. Some of the stuff has disappeared, so I'll bring it up when you arrive to it. But if it's not there, just please bear with me.
It's spoopy.
Quite.
Take a word for it, I can't see.
Okay. Okay, so I've got everything situated. So the night wears on, and Scribble, you're fighting whatever is afflicting you quite well. It seems like a good night's rest was actually exactly what you needed, and you seem to be handling this better. But you're still quite a bad shape, and there's just it's you're still fighting, man. Wink. Freya,
room.
roller perception when you get a chance.
Sure, give me a second. I'm trying to get my. Okay, there we go. Having issues with my sheet, so sorry about that.
That's okay.
There we go.
Okay, I am good to go. If you guys could just go ahead and pop on them health bars, please.
Already done it. Good stuff.
Oh, well, look at that. Well done.
No, it's almost as if I'm used to it by now.
Spoopy.
I think no, that's the wrong one. There we go.
All right, you guys all set? Hello. All right, you guys all set?
Yep.
Alrighty, so Freya, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I thought I did, but
Yes. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, she did.
So as you creep on into the night, you notice the house goes quiet after a few hours. The rambling from downstairs suddenly just goes quiet, and you can hear shuffling throughout the house. You can't exactly tell what it is. It almost sounds like the dragging of feet, like whoever's walking just doesn't seem to particularly care that they're making such audible noise.
okay. Do I know which direction the sound is coming from?
From what you can hear, there seems to be something down the hall to you, but you can hear a lot. The shuffling as the night wears on, and as you kind of begin to slowly wake yourself up just from the military training of always keeping an eye open, you notice that the once loud and clamorous party has now turned into a very quiet shuffle. You just hear there's motion, but no one's saying anything. It's just quiet.
I'm gonna go into the room and try and wake up Wilhelm.
Okay. How would that be? Perception? Whatever. Okay, so you kind of quietly. How would you like to address Wilhelm?
Just kind of shake him a little bit and go, hey, I need you to get up.
Wilhelm, go ahead and roll for, I guess it'd be Constitution?
No, I typically don't have to roll to wake someone up,
Okay, so
but that's up to you.
Wilhelm kind of just looks at you for a couple seconds, and Wilhelm, this would be how you'd like to respond.
I take a moment, then get up, just look at her, smile a little, then get up entirely. I mean, it's a new day, a new dawn. And I'm feeling good because of last night, so I'm pretty, refreshed.
I feel that. Alright, so you are now both awake.
She would look at him and say, the party's gotten extremely quiet, and I've been hearing some shuffling noises. I would like for you to go with me and investigate.
I nod and proceed to the door.
Now, Tass, how far can you see? Is it still 60 feet?
I believe more than that. Hold on, let me see.
I mean, if he's a drow, he should be able to see in dark vision anyway.
I should
Right.
be able to see really far.
Okay, so roll stealth.
What's it need? What?
Just go ahead and roll stealth,
There
Tass.
we go.
Okay, so as you exit the door quietly, you take a look down the hall, and as you look, Freya immediately throw your hand to stop Freya from even stepping outside into the hallway, and you just quietly point down the hall.
Okay,
As you do, you see two looming figures.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to
By
see
the
them.
window.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't be able to see them because I can only see about 60, so that's about as far as I can. Might be able to see like a leg.
So that's
lucky.
So Taz kind of holds you back and points to the two figures off in the distance. You're not quite sure what they are, but the fact that they're just kind of shuffling, they're just aimlessly walking, and they're not really acknowledging each other. They just seem to kind of be looking around as if they want something, but they don't know what they want.
So basically like zombies. Just idling right there.
Roll perception.
Alright, yeah, I can do that.
Actually, roll. That's plenty. I was gonna say roll with is it advantage for the night vision bonus? But you rolled a 17. So
Maybe.
you look at the two figures down the hall, and you notice that they look very familiar. Almost they seem to be the people from the party. You can tell that from the clothing that they seem to be wearing, and the loose regalia, and the very distinctive smell of booze. The people down the hall were very likely those same guests from the aforementioned party that night.
Alright, I, turn to Freya, tell her that's fishy. Well, not literally tell her, but, the mental thingy.
The mental thingy. I also want to point out, just for your sanity, there are the suits of armor outside of each bedroom, and it goes, the mages was the closest,
we can't see them.
Correct,
there right now.
correct. That's just because the pictures decided to retexture itself, so I'm sorry about that. But
But they are still there.
correct. It goes mage, rogue, paladin, and then druid.
Lovely.
So, mind you are both currently unarmed and are only wearing basically like cloth armor.
Lovely. I guess we're gonna have to wake Scribble then.
Okay.
Ah, yes, wake the person who can't see at night.
Yeah, wake the bird. Just shiny. Promises of shiny. So I would go back in the room and try and wake Scribble up.
Why did
Okay.
you just have to be a bird and not some kind of owl that can see in the dark? One job.
So, Freya, how would you like to wake him? Since
I would just bend down and try and gently nudge him to wake him up, and then say, "I've got shinies. You want shinies?"
Kaiser.
I call racism.
Check for racial insensitivity. That's
No, I'll just glare at her and just slowly wait and kind of just poke her hand with my beak.
Ouch. Rude.
roll a Constitution save with advantage since you rolled really well through the night.
How do I do that?
Oh, sorry, Kaiser, not
Oh,
Freya.
thought you were talking to me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Well, it doesn't matter because I rolled the same either way.
Okay, so, you get up and you wince a little as you try and get up, but the effects of what you had seem to not be as potent to your species as the night wore on.
Well, there you go. Species bonus.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, so he gets up. He's a little bit woozy. You can tell he's still feeling the effects, but he's at least able to walk around. He wouldn't be able to hold his own in a fight, but overall, he's in better shape than he was last night.
Okay. So I guess I would say to him, "All right, Kabod, we've got something we've got to deal with."
Kaiser?
I guess I'll follow her.
Okay, so you both kind of head out into the hallway. Both of you roll stealth.
Okay. I apologize if you hear howling. That's my neighbor's dogs.
That's okay.
I should also roll stuff because I'm going to try and get.
I
a
am
little bit
very
closer.
sneaky.
Sneaky, sneaky bird!
So, Freya, you come out with the presence of mind to be stealthy, as you know that the figures down the hall, you don't know their intention, but you definitely don't want to find out their intention. As you do that, you just casually walk out with Wilhelm, and you stand next to him. Scribble comes out, opens the door, and he needs to make sure that everyone knows that it is morning, and he lets out a giant cockle-doodle-doo.
God damn it!
The entire house goes silent for a very, very long minute.
God damn it,
The
guys.
two figures down the hall look at you, and you can see that there is
Easy.
a lifelessness in their eyes. Their jaws are slacked, and you can see this spittle just going down their jaws and onto the floor.
Oh, that's attractive. That's so attractive.
You hear this sound coming from underneath by the stairs as suddenly the entire house becomes active on trying to find out what that cockle-doodle-doo noise was.
God damn it, Kaiser.
Look, I'm a good bird. Leave me alone.
Bad birdie! Bad birdie!
I'll take your eyes out. Don't make me.
I should have left you in bed.
Anyway, go ahead, Ghost.
What would you guys like to do? The two figures that can hear you, that saw you, or heard you, now see you and are coming towards you.
But how can I see us? It's the dark.
Is it dark or is it like light coming in from like windows?
It is
or
early morning. You can still see the vague silhouettes of characters, and with all of the windows that are across the hall or the house in general, there is.
Okay, so basically the sun is just going up.
It's like a very early morning. So I would probably say it's around 4:35 in the morning. So the sun is just cresting, but it's still dark enough where you can see silhouettes.
I guess I would start trying to run towards getting some sort of weapon to defend myself with.
So do
I
I
am
guess
the weapon.
Yeah,
I guess
before
I
it is
roll-
the weapon.
I should roll athletics to try and get, forward far enough to get the sword from the paladin
Roll
set.
initiative.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Mm,
Athletics?
No, wait. We're in initiative, so we're in combat now.
Oh, okay. No matter.
unskilled initiative or just
Just initiative
Okay,
on the
Scribble.
front page.
How do I add?
oh, on the front page.
How would I
sorry,
add
what's-
enemies?
Right click the enemy that you want to add, and click add turn.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
There you
what
go.
do you mean?
And it
for
just
And then add the
automatically-
second one as well.
It just
There we go.
automatically adds them.
Right, so what are you struggling with, Tess?
But you need
You
to.
roll. for
Right, so
initiative?
on your character sheet, it's just on the what was it called? The cost stat page. It's beneath your max.
Yeah, you gotta select your token and then roll it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Hold on, is that correct?
It is.
Okay then.
You rolled a 3 and you have a +3 apparently.
It seems like that, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, so
Oh no, never mind. I mistake is that I thought it was armor bonus, but I don't have any armor, so it doesn't apply. But then I just realized it says no armor instead of armor. We're good.
Okay, hang on. I'm just trying to figure out how to add your combatants.
can I just say something? Normally you would have an initiative either per group of enemies or, I mean, if you will go by each one, depends on how big the battlefield will be, but in the future you will have a lot. So I'm just suggesting you should probably decide who is the group in regards to the enemies and roll the initiative in specifics to a group.
Sure.
And also keep a token outside to just use that as the token of the initiative, because once you delete a token that is the initiative, it will delete it from the turn order.
Oh, okay. Hang on, just one quick second then.
And you can delete the ones that you don't want from the turn order. Did anyone roll and it didn't register?
No, we've all got our initiatives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay. He's
Nice
going,
roll, Ghost. Nice
he's
roll.
going last. Yeah, he's going last. Okay. All right, so you have these stumbling, bumbling boys coming at you.
Well, I turn first then. Yeah, let's see. I'll just move a little bit so I can
Now,
actually see.
Mind
And
you, the suits of armor are still there. They're just not there, if you will.
True. Okay, I'll just move a little bit further down. And then I will cast... I'll cast Firebolt on the nearest one.
Creature, one hit, the target takes 9 damage, and flammable object hits by the spell ignites if it was a warning to carry. The spell damage increase.
No.
Okay.
Tom, am I forgetting something on this? Am I supposed to have like an AC of hitting? Oh, I forget.
Yep. You did forget it. You forgot to take it,
Oof.
probably.
Okay, well, so then what, you just have to add it? Or just because you fired
One
it
second,
already?
no, it needs to check. 1 second. Check the AC. I mean, to hit.
So I would have to roll that?
No, it's
No.
not. It's him. 1 second. I'm going to check his spell.
Okay, because I don't know, because I...
Do you see
don't
the
fucking play
attack roll?
Spellcast.
Attack roll? Do you see the tick attack roll? Hazard?
What about the attack?
Tick the check the tick where the attack roll is. No, not that. The check mark. Here, up here. Below duration, there is attack roll written in small, and then there's a square that you can click on. There you go. And now the
Okay.
attack. Do you have any bonuses to your attack? I don't think so.
Can't believe
I
I
don't
rolled a
know.
1.
Oh yeah, so just
so rough.
use that.
Wait, does it...
Now it will roll with.
I'm confused, I don't understand spellcasters.
I will explain to you in a moment. Just roll it first, so you can proceed.
That can't be right. What?
Oof.
You rolled a.
A 4, that doesn't... What?
No, you rolled a 2.
They're gonna die to these 2 zombies at that rate, man.
You rolled a 2 and you have a +2 apparently. Why do you have a +2?
I don't know. I said, I don't play spellcasters, I don't fucking know this shit.
What spellcaster are you? What class?
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer. I do believe you get the bonus of. Well, the sheet should do it automatically, so that shouldn't be the issue. But you rolled a 2. Either way, you would have missed. I mean-
I'm already losing interest in spellcasters.
Oof.
It's level 1. Of course, it's.
Yeah, but
like that.
still, this
You
isn't
missed.
really interesting.
You missed. That's all.
It don't make sense.
You wasted just a cantrip.
Okay, so Scribble's gone, yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Freya,
missed.
your turn.
I'm gonna this, which I don't here. I'll show you the info on it.
Oof.
Which basically allows me to tell if they're dead or not.
Okay, so you need to roll, or is that just a guaranteed?
That's just guaranteed. Yeah.
Okay, so hey, let me read this real quick. Odor, powerful, good rings like heavy music in your ears. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet. Oh, all right, good. All right, so let's hang on a second. I just really messed up. Okay, so let's start with Scribble. So Scribble, as you ignite this fiery ball within your hands, and the room becomes lit from just the general shadows and darkness in the room, basically just running away from this light. You throw this very messy fireball, and it arcs over the two creatures across the room and lands basically over by the druid statue, and the wooden walls and floors seem to just catch it like a fly to some fly paper. The fireball gets chucked, it arcs, and then it just plants itself against the side of the wall. So that at least area of the room is now on fire. While this is occurring, Freya, you cast your divine sense, and you're immediately actually roll a Constitution check with this.
Okay.
Real quick.
Hold on. Just a regular, just nothing. If my computer will behave. There we go.
Okay, so your senses are assaulted from the smell and the noise. Your body, thanks to your military training, your body is assaulted by this smell and this noise and this just the harshness, the severity of what you were feeling. And thanks to your training, you were able to control yourself not to just vomit from the smell of just the creatures that are in front of you, but the smell radiating from downstairs. It almost smells like it's just a graveyard down there. The ringing in your ears tells you that it's actually quieter up here than it is downstairs, and your body just everything in your body tells you not to go down those steps if you can avoid it.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the both of them and go, okay, so here's some news. They're dead. Well, not dead, but dead.
Okay, so with your turn spent, the last one to go is Wilhelm.
Could I technically use the knife I picked up earlier? Could I use it as a, improvised weapon?
The knife or the rock?
Well, either way, I didn't really bother to, type them in as items in my inventory.
It's okay. You can inspect the knife, but it's more for cutting bread.
All right, then I take the rock.
Okay, and what are you going to do with the rock?
Well, how much damage does it deal as an item?
That is actually a.
Stack of rock.
Hang on a second. Let me.
1d2, 1d4, depends. How does he launch the rock?
I mean, I'd toss it.
Okay, so I guess that would be
But
throw strength check.
yeah, but not. No, that's a hit check. But
Oh.
it's your judgment if you want it to be a 1d2 or 1d4. The damage.
1d4. It's okay.
All right. So basically, you just roll with another weapon the hit.
Well, then
Doesn't
have
matter.
another weapon.
Alright, so just write unarmed and roll. If you want, I can help.
Yeah, I would need help.
There you go. Yep. So,
Okay.
2.
Yeah, do.
He missed, I'm guessing, unless...
Okay, that's what my... So the left is the throw, correct?
What do you mean the left is
The
the
2,
throw?
or is that the damage?
No, that's the... Attack is the how much he hits.
Okay.
So he doesn't hit.
So you take this rock and you shock put it. You spin around for half a second and you chuck this thing with the might of the drow species, and it sails way over the 2 figures in the hallway and crashes straight into the window across the room.
Nice.
While
There, I filled you a rock throw.
while this is happening, the 2 figures in the hallway stop, and they actually go to look at the noise that has now kind of arisen from behind them, and they begin to inspect the noise.
I was gonna say, I'm walking towards the fire.
Oh,
You
don't
didn't
worry.
start
The
the
room
fire?
the fire is spreading every set of new turns.
Good.
We didn't
Well, it's
start
their turn
the
anyway, so.
fire.
All right. So the new presence of the noise and the glass shattering alerts the two figures in front of you, and they actually begin to stumble towards the noise caused by the rock crashing into the glass, and it seems their backs are to you.
Well, I might have missed, but at least I, distracted them. So I was somewhat useful instead of just, screaming caca in the middle of the fight.
Bitch, please.
All right, Scribble, your turn. Scribble.
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's try again. Why not?
Just for my understanding, it connects and it does 1 damage. Yes.
Depends what their armor rating is.
Okay, so I would have to check that. So their armor class is 8.
Then I hit.
Okay, so so it's 11 versus their AC. Gotcha. Yes. So
Yes.
the firebolt is flung across the room. Object hits the spelling. Nice.
What did you try to hit?
The
Below
one in
or
front of me.
above? Okay.
The closest.
Yeah.
Okay. So then do hang on a second.
If you have technical questions, do ask.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so then I need to check for that as well. It's good to have an actual GM. Okay, so Kaiser, as you throw this fireball, the fire arises in your hand with a quick whoosh, and you throw it at the closest figure in front of you, and it kind of just splashes on his back. It doesn't really stagger him or stop him. You can tell that the individual is now, though, covered in this fire, and now besides the burning wall where the armor set is, you now have a flaming creature kind of just shambling around. He is now essentially caught fire. So what I'm going to need you to do is roll a 1d4 per round.
That would be...
Okay.
From the next round, though. That, I mean,
Yeah.
that would be the... Fire damage is only the next round. When the next time that Kaiser goes, then he rolls the 1d4.
Okay, cool. Freya, your turn.
I'm gonna run to like the paladin armor if I can and try and grab.
Well, remember,
Yeah.
you can't move 50 feet in one move unless it's a roll.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna do a dash, so
I mean, you can, but it's going to take at least one turn to adorn the clothing.
okay. Well, I guess I'll just.
And you're right next to a flaming zombie, too.
Yeah, you know what? Then I'll just do regular movement. And just go there, and that'll be it.
Okay, Wilhelm?
Hold on, I still have this one spell, I believe. The one that creates light, right? Or is that entirely useless in combat?
Read it off. I mean, what you got?
I'm trying to find it right now. What the heck is that?
Is it written in your spellbook?
It should be, but I can't find it right now. Or was it skills?
1 second. Here. Dancing lights.
Yeah, dancing lights. Or is that useless in combat?
Did you actually write the description?
Might be a useless spell in combat.
Well, it creates light, but it could be used as a kind of distraction.
If okay, so here's the thing. First of all, you need to read the description because I don't know the description by heart. But I mean,
Can you post it in the chat?
I
can
have it
search for
written down somewhere.
1 second, I'll check in the book.
I simply
That's-
copy pasted the entire description right where I put in the entire,
I don't know why it broke it up like that, but that's what the spell does.
Light sheds
You
dim
could
light
have
for a
the
temporary
four
radius.
total,
Bonus action, you can on your turn you can move the light up to 60 feet to a new spot within a range. The light must be within 20 feet of another light created by this spell. Okay.
So, if the creatures will be attracted by the light, yeah, you created the distraction.
Okay, good.
If they are not interested, then they will just ignore it.
Let's see. Effect none. Great.
Well,
Okay,
because
so
you
you
didn't
are
actually
gonna-
fill it out. You need to fill it.
Wait, I have it filled out.
No, it's empty.
Have you ticked the correct box, maybe?
It doesn't have anything filled out.
I did this last time when we did the prep.
Oh,
Well,
so
you know what? Fuck it. I'm just
Yeah,
going to.
I was
use
about to
this
say, did you just take the description and...
No, it's not that. There's nothing filled in the description. That's why there's nothing written. 1 moment. I'll fix it. 1 second. Give me a sec.
Okay, thanks. How far can I move in one turn again?
Per your speed on your character sheet.
I think most species it's about 30 anyway.
Hey, I can't arrange like that. Oh, you forgot to fill in the speed.
Ooh.
What species are you? Elf?
He's
I
a
believe it's
drow.
30.
He's
Yeah,
drow.
it's 30
I'm
feet.
still an elf, so...
Why did nobody tell me last time? God damn it.
Sure, I'm told you.
That's okay. We'll fix it as we go. It's a work in progress.
Oh, you copy pasted from the book, Kaiser?
Yeah.
That's why it did these awkward spacings.
Whatever.
Yeah, come on, Kaiser. Jesus.
So how
Um,
do I do the thing with the range?
What, as in how far you can move, or...?
Yeah. The indicator of how far things are away from me.
You'd probably be able to move.
Okay,
Well, you'd move as
so
far as
the-
me.
The top left-hand the top left-hand corner of the screen, there's a little ruler. You can use that to measure how far you can.
And in the future, I will teach you
Oh,
how to
alright.
use space in order to do that.
What are you trying to do, Taz?
Okay. Just move forward as far as I can.
Okay, well, you can move 30, so go ahead.
Starting. All right. That would be on the same. Right.
You would basically just stack up right behind Freya.
Yep.
Or next to her.
There we go.
Hot.
Yeah.
So just a short explanation. If you go to the spells, you have, if you look, you have the name of the spell. All that you filled correctly, right? Up until components. And then if you look just below that, there is a line, spellcast macro display options. Do you see that? Well,
Not right now. Oh no, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I see it.
okay. So you need to only tick those that apply to that spell. So for example, this spell doesn't actually try to hit anything. So all that would interest the DM would be probably the info block and the description. If you have, for example, a spell like a firebolt, it would be also an attack roll in order to do a versus AC. And if it has 2 hits, then it has also a second attack roll. But that, never mind. The other thing that might happen is that it has a saving throw, and then you need to also take the saving throw and choose what kind of saving throw it is. That for now. We'll deal with the rest later. There's also damage and all that. I mean, every one that you want to display, you need to tick the box. Good?
Yeah.
I'm very confusing, I know. Don't worry. Ghost?
Sorry, I thought that I was just giving Taz a second to input in his thing. So he just casts the spell, and then that's about that. Where are you placing the light, Taz?
Basically on the far side away from us, so they keep going even further towards the window I just broke.
Okay, so you place a. Let me see how. Okay, so in front of the 2 figures, one of which is now on fire, a bright white orb appears in front of them. The 2 lumbering figures seem to kind of they see it, if you understand, but they don't actually acknowledge it. It's they're still very fixated on the glass and peering out the window to see where that noise came from.
All right. And that's my turn, right?
Yeah, it's on.
I believe it gives you the option to move. Oh no, it's just removing the lights. Never mind. Yeah, that's your turn.
Okay.
Okay, so the bumbling, stumbling abominations continue to move towards the window, essentially, as one of them continues to burn. And let me just hang on real quick. Okay. Yeah, so one of them is still on fire, and they both seem pretty interested in this window. They're now more curious, and they kind of start to look in the direction of the window still as to what has caused it, but they're not too sure as to where that noise came from. Now, as the one on fire continues to shuffle towards the window, he also begins igniting the bookshelf that is next to it, as all of the very dry paper that was kind of stored within the tomes immediately ignites from the fireball that was cast.
GG.
Freya, roll a perception check real quick.
Yeah.
Plus the one on fire takes 3 damage.
Perception.
Okay, so as you Freya begin, just marvel as essentially the entire corridor begins to slowly just combust into flames. Though all the crackling and the popping sounds from the wood just splintering and tearing, you hear more shuffling from down the hall.
Lovely.
That is also not to mention the now audible moaning coming from the stairs below.
Well then. I guess, I would look at the two gentlemen and tell them about the, lovely noises and smell and such.
37654.
Well, y'all hearing it, but I'm right next to the stairs pretty much, and I can't hear it.
I mean, to be fair, you are a bird. I believe birds don't have the best ears of the animal kingdom.
Hey now, I'm a bird person.
Halfling. It's the perception checks. Okay, so the bubbling, stumbling undead have gone, and Scribble, you're up.
Okay then. I guess I'll just move up a little bit more.
I'd also like to mention the armor is still kind of standing, but the flames are about to start licking the suit by the paladin's armor.
Well, I've already got my robe. I don't know what kind of AC it gives me, but I've got the robe.
It's the standard, I guess. When you can pick out the armor classes and stuff. That's essentially what it's supposed to be. Is
What is the standard? What leather?
no, for a wizard
Sorcerer, but
or
okay.
sorcerer. Excuse me.
I was gonna say,
I don't think
your class
sorcerers
doesn't
have-
start with one. You gain
No.
it through your background.
Okay, so you're wearing some very fancy looking robes. You're looking pretty spiffy right now.
You're a fancy burb.
Yep, I got these robes. They don't give me any armor though.
The suit of the leather armor that had the daggers next to it is basically right next to you guys, and the slightly heavier metal armor for what would almost appear to be a paladin are still safe, but they are very close to being engulfed.
Okay then. Well, let's see.
So Scribble, it's still your turn.
Yep. Screw it, we need more fire, obviously.
Oh boy.
I can't hit for shit though.
Where are you throwing this fireball?
The one up top. Yeah.
Can it reach 120? Yeah, okay. So, versus 5 AC or armor class. Alright, so the fireball, to my understanding, is lit in your hand, and as you look at this now very well lit corridor of crackling and popping and moaning from the other side of the hall, you decide, I'm gonna make it even better, and you throw another one down the hall, and it hits the zombie, but it does not actually ignite him. He takes the damage. He kind of he lights up for a second, and then he doesn't seem to really feel it.
Well, that's my turn then.
And that is your turn. All right, so Freya.
I'm gonna continue down the hall to what would be like my armor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically. It's actually right next to the door, but you're standing right in front of it now.
Okay, well then I'm gonna start trying to put it on.
All right.
Hello.
Let's roll for acrobatics.
Hello.
Acrobatic. Okay.
Well, acrobatics, what?
Well, to get the clothing on because there's a giant firewall right next to
There
us.
actually is the time for putting armor on. Takes like an hour.
Jesus Christ, really?
Well, depending on the armor, yeah, it does. It takes a while.
Why you gotta make my life so hard?
Okay, so
Okay,
For-
I lied.
He's making my life
what
even
armor?
harder.
it's
just for check.
Yeah, wisdom check it.
No, I mean like, is it like plate, splint, chain, ring?
Oh,
A
Lord in
half-plate
heaven.
breastplate.
I did not think that far. Give me one quick second.
Well,
Guys, you're
considering
just
it's
supposed to make
paladin,
my
it
life
must
harder.
be some kind of hard metal.
Okay, so from the statue, you see that it is essentially basic chainmail with a long sword sheathed in the belt around the statue.
Chainmail. Okay, that'll be 10 minutes.
Okay, lovely. Well, then I'm gonna just put it on, I guess.
Well, you can spend 10 minutes putting it on.
Yes.
Okay, that's.
That's gonna be a few turns.
Well, saying as though one turn is 10 rounds, and that's a minute. Yeah, we're talking what, 60 rounds? Thereabouts?
Yeah. There is a very nice looking chest right next to it, I might add.
Well then, I guess I'll just grab the weapon then, and then try and see what's in the chest.
Okay, so you open the chest and it's very, very empty. It almost looks as if the chest was designed to carry said armor for whenever
Wink,
the
wink,
family
nudge, nudge.
was out doing traveling and needed additional security for themselves, not for those around them.
Okay.
By the way, Ghost, me and Stitching have D&D in like a few minutes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna grab the sword then.
Okay, so you are now equipped with Une Longsword.
So okay, so let's sneak up. Damage type. Guys, or what damage should that be?
What, a longsword?
Yeah.
Probably slashing.
Okay.
At a quick guess.
Alright.
Longsword, yeah, slashing. One.
Alright. Okay. So, one.
And versatile, so it can be two-handed for one.
So then damage dice is 1d8. And then would it be crit damage is also d8 as well?
Yes.
Alright, thank you.
Alright, so that is your turn. And Wilhelm.
I'm going to grab the armor right next to me, which should be the rogue armor, and just grab it. Not even going to try it on in time. Unless it's just, a cape.
So
How
you're
long would
gonna.
it take?
What are you gonna do with it? Because so basically you're just gonna be carrying this armor around wherever you guys decide to go.
I mean, what kind of armor is it? Can I just toss it over, or do I have to?
You're
No,
looking at
waste
a
10
minimum of a minute to 5 minutes. Because I doubt it's heavy armor.
Correct.
So
No, it's basically hard leather.
leather
So how
armor,
many
so a
turns
minute,
would that
yeah.
be?
So it'll take you about a minute to adorn this while the flames continue to lick and spread the around the house.
Yeah, then I'm just going to grab the armor and, lag it.
All right, so you grab all of the armor, boots, chest plate, belt, and everything, daggers included, and you are now carrying everything.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go ahead and have you roll for strength? Question mark.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
All right, so you grab all this, and your movement speed is now halved from the just sheer bulkiness of having to carry the boots, the belts, the chest piece, the helmets, the daggers, and everything else, and just try and hold on to it without dropping any of it.
Oh, ain't good enough for me. I should still have enough time left to do something else, right?
That would
It's
be
it's an action to interact with like objects and such. So
correct.
you would have whatever movement speed you have left halved. So probably
that's good enough for me.
7 or so.
I mean, I could still make it around here. Yeah, 15 feet.
A little bit further back, you went about 15. I mean, you had 7.
Wait, no. How far did he move beforehand?
You moved
or-
15 feet, uncumbered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so right there is
Yeah,
good. Right there is good.
So I grab my stuff and tell the others to, get out as fast as possible, preferably during the corridor where there's only one guy setting in.
Okay.
And the one is not on fire, most importantly.
All right, so it is now the zombies' turn. If you guys want to discuss while I'm just kind of moving stuff around, please feel free.
Banana bread.
Banana bread.
I mean, I said we grab what we can and just leave right
Yeah,
now. because
that
it's
sounds
going
good.
to-
You're burning the building down.
That's why,
Well,
because the
I'm a
entire
good
burning
boy.
is going to catch a blaze, and we won't be able to get out of here if we wait any longer.
Yeah. Fuck it, I'll just take this robe I have on and go. I don't care if there's a weapon there. It's whatever.
I guess I would end up grabbing all the armor then too.
Yeah. What you should do, just slap it in the chest.
And then
That's
carry the
there.
chest,
And
yeah.
carry the chest, yeah. It's almost as if the damn hut hinted it for you.
Oh, I know he did.
What?
By the way,
I
was
didn't say
there a
anything.
chest next to every set of armor, or just been?
No,
just
it's next to every set of armor.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
then I
what he
would
said.
say we check the chest right next to me because that's the closest to all of us at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, so as you guys kind of shuffle about the room, the second floor is the entire corridor is now essentially engulfed in flames.
Woof.
Scribble, can you real quick roll for fire as both models are now very on fire. They don't seem to notice you guys at all. They seem to be more curious about what this noise is around them as you can now hear the shuffling from downstairs begin to enter into the stairs behind you. And everything
we don't
seems to
have
be
this.
just going upsy downsy right now. All right, Scribble. So what would you like to do?
I'm not sure. Well, since we are going down that corridor, oh,
I don't
hi.
wish to be annoying, but
I know. I already said.
okay.
Okay, so let's try and get the escape, and then we'll stop there.
I will cast Firebolt again. However, I will be targeting here just to kind of cut off the zombies from. So just this wall.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so once again, your hand erupts in a much more stronger, very, very powerful bolt of fire, and you chuck it into the stairwell, almost like a Vietnam soldier trying to flush out a a tunnel. You just throw it in there.
What's
and
with all these Vietnam references?
you get going.
I don't even know.
Alright,
Alright.
well now I guess I'll just start moving.
All right, Freya, your turn.
I'm gonna take all the armor, put it in the chest, grab the chest, and start running.
All right, let's see some strength checks.
Okie doke. Oop.
All right, so in a almost a fluid motion, like a Vietnam soldier reacting to the Viet Cong attacking him,
What is with the knob?
you swiftly, almost gracefully, like it's second nature, you grab the entire armor set, not leaving a single scrap to be touched by the flames that have engulfed
Confirmed,
this
the ghost
side.
is a Nam veteran.
Apparently.
You throw it in the chest, and you throw the entire chest on your shoulder, and you begin to dash out this to get out of the way. The weight is almost like a feather to you. You don't even notice it. It feels almost natural to be almost cumbered by this weight, if that's understandable.
I just wonder what's all the nom references.
You are never too
descriptions.
young to have a Vietnam flashback.
True that.
Okay, so you've moved everything. That is your action. Are you able to move? I'm not quite.
Yeah, you can always move, and then you have actions and bonus actions and reactions. Those are all things you can do in your turn.
Okay, so it looks like after you've you've thrown everything into the chest and you get it on your shoulder, you begin to make your way down towards the one zombie that is in the corridor.
Fuck you, zombie.
Wilhelm, your turn.
How far can I move? Let me see.
30
So,
feet.
30 feet normally, but 15
can-
since you're
Yeah.
weighted.
Yeah, 15 now. Great, I just tapped out of the game. Give me a second to reload.
That's
Yep.
fine. That's fine.
Fucking extra mouse hotkey screwing over my games every goddamn time.
We are free of the robot turn.
Right, so yeah, I'm just going to move as far as I can. Which should be around there.
About 15 feet. So, where are you going to be
Yeah.
in terms of placement next to Freya? Because you will be in
Right behind her.
Okay.
Basically hugging her as close as I can.
You can move through allied. Well, allies
Yeah,
if
but
they
I
allow you.
still want to be, kind of behind her, so
Yeah.
the
Okay.
next zombie doesn't dash me, so she can just run it over.
Just barrel it down.
I mean, you've got, I don't know, what kind of heavy armor on your back, and that doesn't bother you at all, so that should be easy enough for you.
Okay, so it is now the Stumbling Dead's turn. It's just for speedy purposes, the 3 zombies that you've well and endearingly caught fire on both the stairwell and by the window. They're good. They the ones in the stairwell continue to kind of flood into the second floor, catching more and more of this very precious and family-oriented house on fire.
Fuck this house.
The 2 zombies by the bookcases are also just more or less entranced by the noise around them, as the only zombie that seems to be interested in you as it can see you as you shuffle around tries to make a swing at Freya. So he's going to slam.
Tank one for the team.
So he's going to slam into you for some damages.
Well, he first needs to hit.
Yep.
And to do that, what is that, a strength check?
No, he should have a attack roll.
Okay, and what would that be? Where was that? Where would that be listed?
Well, you see,
Let's
when
see,
it comes to
armor class, hit
monsters,
points,
I don't-
speed, strength, dex, con, instance, blah blah blah. Saving throws, challenge, actions.
Might be under actions.
Okay. Oh, I see. So it's the slam action is 1d20 plus 3, and then it has space, and then it's 1d6 plus 1. So I'm assuming the 1d20 plus 3 is the actual action.
Yeah, that's you trying to hit, and the next one is the damage.
All right, so this guy, he looks at Freya, and he has the presence of mind to try and basically tear you limb from limb. He throws back a hand in this sweeping gesture to try and just tear you apart. He swings early and basically smacks his hand into the wall, causing everyone in the area to register that there is more noise in this hallway.
Yay.
But he missed pretty hard.
No, well, that poor guy.
Scribble,
I
your
mean,
turn.
good enough.
Yeah, well.
Hold on.
Scribble.
Yeah, I'm just. Let's see, 15 feet. Okay. Let's go a little bit of a less fiery touch here.
So are you hitting the poison spray?
The zombie,
Okay.
yes.
The zombie. Okay.
So it has to roll a con save or take 11 damage.
And what's he rolling against? 14?
13.
Okay, so I need to roll a con save. Now, you rolled a 13, but his natural constitution is 16 plus 3.
Yeah, the plus. So he rolls a d20 and it's just a plus. Because that. Oh, wait, not a plus 3, a plus. Is it plus 3? I don't know. Yeah. So d20 plus 3, and whatever. If it beats a 13, then.
All right, so the with his back to you, you look at him and spray him with this toxic goop. It covers the zombie, and he doesn't even seem to notice. He actually doesn't even care that he's now covered in this purple sticky slime. He just kind of continues to stare at the wall in utter disbelief that he made that much noise. You could almost say that he's almost immune to these kind of things. All right, Freya, your turn.
I'm gonna just try and run past the zombie with my lovely chest of armor.
Chest of goodies. All right. So, are you gonna dash or just run?
I guess dash, because that would be 60 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So.
We move 10 right now, so.
So then there.
Okay, go for it. Now, do you need to roll anything for just doing that, or you're just dashing and that's
No,
your
I'm
entire
just
turn?
dashing. That's it.
Dashing consumes your action, but
Okay.
you get to move W movement.
Yeah. So that's about my
So
that's
go
my
on.
entire turn.
That's
Yeah.
All right, Tass or
I'm
Wilhelm?
going to do the exact same thing, but just dashing right here.
Okay. So
Dashing through the snow. Get the F out of my way.
Well, that's your normal movement. Dashing lets you move.
Yeah, but I'm still
Yeah, but he's still
weighed down
encumbered.
by the
Oh, true, yeah, my bad.
so it's still half that.
Dashing through the hall. Get the F out of my way.
All right, so the zombie turns towards Scribble and stumbles towards him to make a swipe.
How rude.
Woo! Attacking the bird
What
that
is he going to do now?
crows early in the
Dashes-
morning.
What is he going to do now? Smash his head into the wall?
Yeah, you know, or no, he's gonna fall. He's gonna break a leg and fall over onto the ground.
Critical fail. He's just going to break his own neck while trying to swipe him.
Yep,
Probably.
Yep.
I mean, that'd be lovely.
that'd be hysterical.
All right, so the zombie stumbles towards you, and in a moment of absolute clarity, he looks at you and just whispers, "Omae wa mo,"
Nutty.
and he swings back and I guess try and roll for a save.
Nutty.
Well, no, if he... What did he roll to hit?
He rolled a 19 plus 3.
Yeah, so he hits me.
Okay.
Does...
All right, so I'm gonna be rolling some damage then.
But how much damage?
Yeah, that's what he needs to roll.
So
4.
you took 5 damages, 1d6 plus 1. So you took a total of 5 damage.
Oof.
Oh Poor birdie.
In his moment of clarity, this zombie again tries to hit you with the right hook, whispers some ancient weeb language, and just
Wait, why
rends.
does he get 2 attacks? What?
He rends your entire. No, this is the original. This is the same
Oh,
attack.
okay.
He just rends your entire body. I mean, from shoulder to lower hip, there is just this long claw mark that has just kind of
Fucking
completely covered your.
weebs.
Not only are you incredibly wounded, but now your very flashy looking robes are just tattered and bloody.
You have triggered bird rage.
All right, and that is essentially the only zombie that can reach you's turn.
Yeah.
For clarity's sake, the 2 zombies that were by the bookshelves have essentially just fallen over and burned to death.
Well, the other 3 take 1 damage. Man.
All right, so Scribble, what is your next move?
I want to run away.
All right, so you're just dashing.
Hmm. Let's see. Just, yeah. Gonna move behind him and then just, let's see, that's 10 feet. Just be safe, I'll use the disengage action just so he doesn't get an attack with opportunity on me, and then I'll move.
Okay, so you're gonna move a little further.
And I'm going to dash for my life.
Okay, well you're gonna have to wait, Wilhelm, because it's Freya's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna move back to Scribble and do.
I will study for about that.
If you click the little clock
what?
task, you'll
That's
see
definitely
turnover.
not right.
Yeah. What? Why is it?
Sorry, what's up?
It shouldn't be 0. That's not right. I don't understand.
Well, you've input it as rolling a 0.
Where? Where did I put? What did I do?
Well, 0 plus 0 equals 0 plus 0. That's
Well, I'm
not
trying to figure. Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't understand.
Okay, just so that we don't upset.
Isn't it 5 points per level or something? If
I
so,
thought
then
so.
it should just be a.
Well, then what did I do wrong?
Either way, for now, if it is the spell that I remember in it, it's just 5 HP, so.
Yeah.
Once we,
I don't know what I'm doing.
guys, just for timing, since I know you guys gotta go. Once we get through one more turn, basically, once Freya and Wilhelm go, we're gonna have to just cut it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just confused though, because it should. Yeah. I don't know what I did wrong.
We can sort it out later.
Yeah, let's just say he healed for 5 HP, because. Yeah.
That's fine.
But basically, that spell heals for as much as you want per level.
Oh, yeah,
So
okay,
it's
of
like
course.
every level it gains 5 extra points, so you can use.
Yeah. So
Okay,
let's just say he healed for 5
so
HP.
Freya uses her action. She runs over to you quickly, trying to be the battle mage or battle paladin she is, and lays her hands upon your chest. And as she does so, excuse me, you can see a glowing around where these deep rends had cut across Scribble's torso and robes, and
Oh,
very,
there it is. There's a problem.
very quickly the cuts and the scrapes mend themselves, and your opened wounds are closed.
Ooh.
I think I figured it out now. Hold on. Yep. Boop. Fixed
Yay,
it.
There we
Alright.
go. Cool.
There we go.
All right, so Wilhelm, your final move.
30 feet it is. Right there. Just getting out of here as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we're going to have to close it here. Thank you, everyone that was here for this. I guess we're going to leave you guys. We're going to leave you guys trapped on a second-story building that is on fire and covered in zombies. For now.
Easy.
We'll figure it out another time to play this, but I'll let you guys go. Thank you, all of you, honestly, for your time. This has been really fun. I hope you guys have been liking this.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's good.
Bueno. All right. Well,
It's good. A little bit too much controlling of the characters and what they do, but otherwise.
okay, cool. Well then, I'll try and restrain myself.
Yeah, because like, ask us what we want to do, since it's.
yeah.
I just
And
know.
then
I was-
just yeah.
You might be God, but you're not all powerful God. So
Yeah, that's
we
fine,
have
that's
the-
fine.
We have the we're sentient.
yes.
Right. I know. I was asking you guys like, what do you want to do?
It's fine.
I know I asked that like 15 times. I just wanted to stop trying to do that, so that's why I was
No,
pausing
that's
after
fine.
a while.
That's fine.
That's what you should be doing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess
Can't
with
just
that,
roll with what we do, you know.
the
Yeah.
world pauses and our characters are sucked out until next week.
Yeah.
To be continued.
To be continued. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time, and I guess we'll try and
Yeah, no
figure out if we can maybe do this in 2 weeks, because I work next weekend. Yay!
Woohoo!
It is fine.
All right. See you guys later.
I swear.